You ever been walking through the Navy Exchange and wonder why all the Naval Pride and Heritage gear is horrifically ugly and you wouldn't actually wear it? Have you ever wanted some really cool gear and you just don't know where to go? Well, I got you, fam. Go to dgutspodcast.com immediately. Get yourself some Naval Pride and Heritage gear you'll actually wear in public. We're working on new designs all the time, open to ideas. We're trying to create a brand that lets you display that pride, but doesn't make you cringe. Also, if you're willing to and you're able to, please go to patreon.com/dgutspodcast, pick one of the 5 tiers and become a patron today. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Don't Give Up the Ship Podcast. So this is going to be episode 143, a little bit of a non-traditional style today. I'm talking to my dude Riley. He is of meme page fame. If you follow the 69 Fathoms meme page on Instagram, not sure if there's a Facebook, but he's been on a bunch of episodes. He was on the Smoke Pit episodes. He was on. We did an episode when he was still anonymous with the meme page thing, and now he's he's a chief at 14 years, I believe he said during the episode. It's been like a week or so since we recorded, so if I get some details wrong, I'm sorry. But he's transitioning out of the military pre-retirement, going reserves, and where he'll complete a retirement, or at least that's what's planned. But his wife Jess has also been on the podcast. Jessie Barnes, she's fucking incredible, and she's still active duty, and he talks about a lot of that, like how the decision was made, and because she's on sea duty about to deploy, and so for the two of them to both be doing the damn thing, it would be really difficult for them to do like that and meet all of their goals and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of two dudes catching up, shooting the shit. There's certainly discussions that are relevant to like podcast topics that you generally see here, but it's I think it was kind of like he was downloading some stuff that he had on his mind, and also just like we were just chopping it up about like what his plan is and what he wants to do and why he wants to do it, and him and I just discussing things and sharing some experiences. So I just wanted to give you that up front, just so that if you're, it's not exactly explicitly leadership development content. It's more of like, it's more in the style of like what me and Bob do with Ask the Chief, but sometimes even him and I spend more time on leadership topics a lot of the time. So this is kind of like, it's a little different. So if that's not your bag, this might not be the one for you, but it was super fun. He's such a dope dude. He's so fun to talk to. And then he'll be here in real life at some point during his road trip that he talks about. So like we'll do a live podcast at some point, or a live stream or something. And yeah, so that's what's inbound. Sorry for the gap last week. It's just, me, things, sleep, medical things, whatever. But yeah, so trying to get back into a rhythm again, trying to like get back on the horse. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this. Check it out.
Adjustment period?
No, she loved it from the beginning. Like she was always happy with like just scruff and shit when I'd be on leave. Like she really liked that. And that was what I always envisioned doing, where I just like, I'll run clippers over it once a week or something. But
it doesn't get to a point where she's like, I like it, but I don't like my face touching it. And sometimes I miss.
No, opposite.
Really?
She loves it. Yeah, she loves it. And it's funny because her mom's like that. Like her dad has tried to grow a beard and her mom's like, ew, you need to shave. But Ashley loves it. Yeah, she absolutely loves my beard.
That's what my wife, like, every now and then I shave my mustache off. She's like, I forgot how much I miss, like,
your
not
face
kissing a bunch of fucking hair.
Oh, yeah. Well, plus it's a fucking mustache. I mean, come on, man. Like, you're not Tom Selleck. Just give up. Like,
I've been going without the mustache a lot lately.
Really? How fast does it grow, dude? I never see you without it. It doesn't look fresh.
It's just I think I'm at an age now where it's nice when I shave it off and then I look young, and people are like, "Oh my god, you look."
Oh wow, you're
like,
so.
I just need to hear people say it every now and then,
Dude, There's one of my old A school students said something about like how young she looks and so she like changed her hair or something. I'm like, bro, I got carded for our movies at the Walmart until I was 35. So like, don't fucking go. That's why this beard's never going anywhere. Because even now, I mean, I got a lot more wrinkles and shit now, but
yeah, but you're old enough where getting carded's fun. You're like, oh yeah.
Well, sure, yeah, now it is. Back then, it was kind of fucking annoying. Everybody
young.
talk to me about my baby face. I'm just like, fuck off. I'm fucking 40 now. Like, it's not.
You're
I don't look that
now,
young.
Dude.
Yeah. I'm working technically. I mean,
no, but you know, retired.
Yeah, but yeah. No, yeah. Not much changed when I got the job, and I was retired for 2 years, and then I finally got a job. But like, it's work from home. It's super chill. It's a glacial pace, so it's just like it's pretty dope. I'm not mad about it.
That's sick.
Yeah, man. So what are you doing with your life, dude? You're separating. You're fucking going on a road trip to find yourself. Like, what the fuck?
What to do when I grow up. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah. Really?
Figure out what I want to be.
I'm living vicariously through all these pictures of your van and shit, dude. Because like I've been trying to get my wife to do that, or like a tiny house or a school bus or some shit forever. But
I've been into it all, dude. I've been interested in all of it. The van just kind of worked out to be the thing that I decided to do. I looked several times over the years. I looked at property like in Georgia and up here, like Vermont, somewhere I could stick a like a container. And
container houses are dope.
Super off grid, just like something you can lock up and walk away from, and then you come back and the battery's full and the rain barrels are full and whatever. Kind of like bug out for a while.
Yeah.
And the timing just worked out with the van where, and actually the van popped up at the local dealership and it was used.
Right.
But it was like right there and I've been paying attention and I went in there and it just worked out. And so I kind of dove into it and that was my project for the last, like from February until, September.
That's fast. I feel like to build it out. Like, it seems like I watch a lot of the YouTube people and like it seems like it takes a hot fucking I guess being a van, it's not a bus or it's not a tiny house.
I looked at that too with buses. Buses, there's two standard heights for buses in the States. And both of them are too short. Where
most people raise the roofs and it looks like I
think they're great. When you raise the roof, it's cool because you have all kinds of space.
Right.
I don't have the resources to do that. I live in a condo. Like I converted this van in the alley on Bank Street, County, London, like where I live.
Oh, that's sketchy enough already. God,
I had like all bums and weirdos coming up every day.
I used to live downtown. Like, there's a small apartment complex. I forget the address, but it's like it's not even 3 blocks from like Hannafin's and shit. So like we would walk there, get trashed, and stumble back. It was pretty nice. I think it's Cottage Street.
Okay,
that sounds right. But some dude owned some apartments there. They were pretty all right. It was like an old historic building, but
we like it here. I like it here. I mean,
I liked New London, man. Everybody shits on that area. I loved living in New London.
Yeah. I mean, it's like tough now because since COVID killed a lot of the like businesses and shit down here.
Oh, right.
And, you know, that like sucks. All the stuff that I remember from when I was in school, like most of it's gone. Like we used to go. Like we went to the Brass Rail, like the gay bar.
Yeah. Is it gone?
It's like, all that shit's gone.
Ah, damn. I used to go with a buddy of mine that I was on shore duty with. He, like wants some people to go out with, but doesn't have a lot of gay friends. We're like, I'll go and give a fuck. I'm a submariner.
Fucking blast.
It's pretty close. Yeah. Well, they were always cool to us. It was, I always loved that about gay bars because we used to go out with my buddy Damon in Hawaii. He was a local dude that was just gay. And back then, I mean, this is like early 2000s. It's like there wasn't as much of a culture of like acceptance as there is now. And back then it was like he just fell in with this big group of submariners. And it's like, I mean, we're not gay, but we're close. So like it's kind of fine. And like we always had a ton of fun, man.
We have friends here local that are gay and lived here for a long time. And we're telling us that was bad. Like you used to need a gay bar back in the day.
Oh yeah.
With the
there
internet,
was nowhere else to go, man.
Shit, like you don't need.
I had a fucking flip phone back then.
So like, the internet kind of killed the gay bar. But those were super fun. Oasis is still here, and I like going there. It was actually blacklisted for quite a while once I moved here.
I'm like, I don't think I was ever there. We used to go.
We used to go to hardcore shows there. There used to be
Oh,
actually a
that's
great
that
music scene.
club, like the music venue and shit.
Yeah, it
Is
was
that
very
Oasis?
small, very
Okay.
very like narrow.
I'd been in there once or twice, I think, but
They don't do
yeah,
they don't do a lot of, there's not as much music there anymore, but like yeah, now it's
yeah,
starting to get where all those old buildings are getting bought and re turned into apartments, basically like
okay,
bougie, like luxury apartments, and the
interesting.
locals hate it
Yeah,
because it's like gentrification or whatever, but like
yeah.
those
I
buildings have
mean,
sat there like just deteriorating
that.
for the
I
last
mean,
50 years, 20 years more.
yeah. That's how we
So what are you gonna
felt.
do?
Like I was friends with a lot of locals too when I was there, and it was like there was an equal amount of frustration about like how beautiful the downtown area is and how little they would do with any of it. Like they
Yeah, how
had
neglected it is.
yeah, there's like this big, beautiful, like historic hotel that they turned into like a fucking halfway house for the mentally ill. And you're just like, I'm not saying they don't need a halfway house, but like, does it have to be that building? And
Dude,
does it
there's a
have to
lot of
be
that.
right downtown? Like,
I'm on the
because like,
seventh. I'm on the seventh story, and I live on
yeah,
Bank Street. And I'm looking out my window. I can see a like a detox emergency center, and then a
yeah,
halfway house is attached to it on the other side
yeah,
of the field from here.
right.
It's bad, and there's a lot of we're tight with the fire department down here. Like we walk our
Mhm.
dog past there all the time, and they're like
Yeah,
super cool with us and our dogs. They
yeah,
give them treats and shit. They love them.
nice.
And they tell us all the time about. I didn't realize because like I've lived in places where like the heroin epidemic and stuff is like really bad,
Yeah.
but it's in your face. And here they're telling me that like it is bad here. It's just not like in the street like other places like Portland or like
here, man. Like, so even like it used to just be in Seattle, but it's spilled over into like our area and Port Orchard and like just like all over the place where it's like there's just these fentanyl zombies rolling around. And like I've had issues like my wife, she's back at the shipyard now, but she used to work at a coffee place like as a manager, and some fucking meth head or fentanyl head or whatever the fuck. They said the cops said they knew him from like fentanyl like related things.
He's like a frequent flyer or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and he was walking up and down this road where the stand was, and he was trying all the doors to see if anything was open, and then they had like that whole thing. It was like big sliding glass doors and shit. And all this dude would have had to do is take a paver and just yeet it through the window to get the cash register and stuff. And like I'm honestly surprised he didn't. But my wife was there closing up with a coworker, and you know she's got a cig on her, so like I'm not worried about it. But it's like, but also she called me freaking the fuck out, and I like made record time getting there. And then the dude comes back, and I almost had to shoot this motherfucker.
You never know with a drug addict though, dude. You might shoot him and like, find out they're on PCP, and they just pick up a small car and throw it at you.
I'll just shoot him more, dude. It's fine.
Dude,
like
I don't know, man. Sometimes these dudes are so hopped up that they just walk right through that.
I mean, if they can take half a dozen hollow points to the face, then I deserve that ass whooping. But like, all right, I had two. I got an extra mag with me all the time too. But like, anyway. Yeah, I'm paranoid about a lot of shit, man. Like, and especially that, like my wife.
You pocketing that extra mag, or are you just carrying it?
Yeah.
You got some sort of big setup
Pocket. No, I'm weird. Like I don't. So I carry like it's the Glock 42. It's a little 380.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I have that.
There's no aim in that, buddy. I
know.
238. I carry a 38 everywhere.
Yeah, I got a like a clip draw one because every holster, inside waistband, outside waistband, whatever. It's like it's bulky, it's uncomfortable. Like I was carrying it in the small of my back for a long time, but my shoulders hate me, so I appendix carry now, and it's like you carry a full size like gun. It's like, dude, it's like poking you in the nuts and like jabbing you in your guts and stuff when you sit down. I'm like, fuck this.
I wear like, here, I don't know. In the winter, it's different. I can carry whatever, but like, in the summer, I'm wearing like Lululemon shorts and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a t-shirt, and I'm not a big dude, so I needed something that I could carry that was small, and I was about to buy something. I'm not even gonna say what it was because it was so whack and so terrible, and I would have been so embarrassed to have it.
Yeah.
But we had this. When we were living in Florida, we had this like sketchy parking lot interaction in Jacksonville, and I was wearing that because we were coming from the climbing gym, and I was like, damn, I should buy something I can carry in anything because I was not carrying because I print so bad carrying like a Glock 19.
Same. Yep.
And I went from there to the gun store and was going to buy this really terrible thing, and they were like, why don't you look at something for adults?
Yep.
Okay.
Dude, yeah, I'm jealous. My wife's SIG, it's like a P22 something. I don't fucking know, but they just made it in 380. And it's like, it's 10 rounds. It's built for this red dot. The spring in the slide is like, the tension is built so that like older people or women can easily rack around, and like everything about it was purpose built for her. I'm like, you're not going to need to reload with 10 rounds. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you do, you're fucked anyway.
Mine's a
But
single
like,
back 7 round, but it's like at the end of the day, it's better than I got caught out in the open with nothing one time and got really scared and was like, I'd rather have 7.
Yeah, and I got, so that Glock goes everywhere with me except on base, obviously. But even now, when I feel like I could probably get away with it, I don't, because I don't ever want to get caught with it and like lose my job and privileges and stuff. But it's like,
plus you're talking about a boomer base too, where they don't fuck around at all.
Yeah. Well, I go on Keyport, so it's not. I still do go. I mean, I go on Banger for like the commissary and stuff, but the job is on Keyport, and even then, I'm only there once a week. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't love that about it. Like, I think it's just stupid. It's like, dude, I've had a top secret security clearance for fucking a decade. I was part of the armed forces for 21 years. It's like, why can't I have a valid concealed carry permit? Why do you give a shit? But like, anyway, because like my wife, I mean, she works on the Bremerton base, and it's like she had a sketchy interaction in a parking garage the other day. And it's like, she's got nothing, and she's, 120 pounds. And like, I mean, she could take care of herself to an extent, but it's like, if a 220 pound grown ass man decides to do something fucked up, it's like, you're going to want a firearm. And it's like, she has one most of the time, but leaving work, it's like, you can't, because you're on a base, you can't carry. And it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's the part that really sucks, is like having, especially in like, well, it took me a while to get around. I just went through all the shit here in Connecticut. Yeah. So painful.
Yeah, it's a lot harder there, huh?
It's so bad.
It's a joke here, man. It's so easy, which is bizarre because it's,
same
Washington.
I remember when I moved to Kings Bay, and people were like, oh yeah, dude, like when I was stationed in Connecticut for my first sea tour. Yeah. And I just never bought any guns while I was here because it was such a pain that I just, and plus I didn't have times on the boat, and I was junior and I was getting my ass kicked. And then Kings Bay, like the first week I was there, I think it was the first time I walked into Walmart in Kingsland. I saw this like really thugged out dude open carry, and I was like, and it just freaked. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, I'm in Georgia, like it's and then that week I went to the gun store and walked out with a gun. It was so cool.
Yeah, there's dudes here that do that shit with like AKs, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
are you stupid?
Like, it's silly. But whatever.
I mean, if there's riots going on or something, fair enough. But like, other than that, it's like,
at that point, nobody's hemming you up for open carrying. You know what I mean? They're
right.
all near you.
But like, usually the dudes that are doing that are these like fat schlubs that probably don't even practice with it, and like,
just people looking for attention or looking to freak people out. And I think that's like the worst possible thing. Like,
and
if you really had to like carry a gun in the open, then like shit's bad.
Right, but then they're carrying it.
Do it, and you're just ruffling feathers for the sake of that.
Yeah,
that's the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing. That's how you get the shit worst possible outcome, because now people are freaked out.
Right.
And then everybody's got their phones out, so now they're recording you.
Yeah. The thing that kills me is like it's like slung over their shoulder like a hunting rifle, like you're transiting while you're hunting. And it's like, if you're so concerned you think you need to leave the house with an AK, it should be slung across your chest in the low ready. Like, what are you fucking doing, dude? But whatever. I bought
a pistol. Yeah. I got this really good deal on this gun that I've been wanting for a while, and I bought it online. I didn't even think about it because I got used to like, there's military, like even in Connecticut, military have like an exemption for there's a 10-round mag law in Connecticut, and I can buy anything, but I can only carry 10.
Okay.
I don't have to blank the mag, and I don't have to buy a 10-round mag, but I can only carry 10 or 9+1. But I bought this gun, and I go to the gun store, and they're like, "Where's your permit?" And I'm like, "I don't have one." And they said, "Well, I can't sell you this without, even though I'm exempt and I'm allowed to own the gun, I can't buy it. They can't give it to me." So I got a gun sitting at the safe, and so I'm like, "Oh, I guess I got to do the thing now."
Yeah.
You have to, in Connecticut, just to buy a pistol, you have to have a concealed.
Oh, that's
Their
so
permit
dumb.
is their concealed carry, and you have to have that just
So
to
your
buy a handgun.
concealed carry is your Second Amendment right? Like, what the
Even
fuck?
it
That
so
doesn't.
like civilians can a civilian can get their permit and carry a 10-round magazine,
Right.
but they still have to go through all the same stuff. And I didn't even know what to think about it. I was like, what the fuck? And then it's like it's like a weeks long, like
That's
4 to 8
strange.
weeks to get. You got to go take the class, and then you got
Yeah.
fingerprints. You got to interview with the police department. You got to do all that shit, and just to buy as military, I can buy any long gun in Connecticut, and I can just walk out of the store with it.
Yeah.
But obviously, I can't carry it.
Right, and I feel like the purpose of background checks, it's like if you're military and you have a security clearance. Like I used to stay in, I'd buy guns in Virginia. It was in the Richmond area because that's where that army base, where the A school is, and I'd go in and like the background check would take for fucking ever to just complete the purchase, and then you got to like wait a little while to go get it. But I'm like, why does it take? Because I'd be like there with regular dudes that looked like they may or may not slang drugs on the side. And I'm like, why does his background check go faster than my background check?
And they don't care that you have a clearance either. You're like, dude, you know that like the government has vetted me. Like,
right. I have a way more robust
from 2005
background check.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll talk.
I have a way more robust background check and investigation process than anybody else that buys a gun ever. And I'm like, why? I mean, it was just like when I would go down to EHW here, like when I was on a BN, and you're just like, they're treating you like fucking TSA, these like booger eating Marines. I love you, Marines. I'm just saying these guys were booger eaters. So, and like
those dudes they're hungry for something though. They're like,
I know they're like the dudes that are like, I wish a motherfucker would. And
they hate the acceptance, dude. They're like, all they want to do is be in the shit, and so they hate. Well, and they're just wanting you to fuck up so they can put you on the deck because they're so thirsty for some action.
Apparently, a lot of the Marines out in Gen Pop hate them too because it's like they're on vacation basically. Like they I
never knew what that. I never realized that until
I didn't either.
My first tour duty, I was at TTF in Kings Bay, and I remember being in the shitter, and I went in there and took a piss at TTF, and they had the Marines that were like the new McSiffman Marines were going through some like school there, and they were in the shit, and they were like talking about. They were like, one of them was like, I'll never forget this shit. It's like, I'm a fucking mortarman. I should be in the fucking shit. This is bullshit. I want to be here. And then I started asking people like, hey, what's the deal with the Marines that come here? And like, I'll echo you, like, no offense, but what I was told was that it wasn't like for us, you got the dudes that get like handpicked to go to like the Carter. Like, regular people don't go there. And
then you have to volunteer. You don't really get handpicked. Like you have to volunteer screen.
I'm saying that because I work.
At yeah. Okay,
but like,
fair enough.
You get vetted to some extent.
Yeah, the first tour guys. Yeah,
but like not anybody can just go there because they want to go there. But like,
right,
people that you send to certain places because you're like, we're gonna put you here.
Yeah, but I feel like, and I, like they're not. It's not like they're choosing that assignment. I would think it's like they're getting sent there, but at the same time, it's
not
like
from the sound of it, because they were all mad to be there. They didn't want to be there.
Well, yeah, they're all like they're not happy about being there either. But like from what I understand, like when the NCOs would come in, and they were all NCOs that had been doing like war on terror shit, and then they come there and all these McSiffman Marines.
Yeah, and they don't get it. They're like, what the? Why are we
and it's
about?
like. That's not their fault. They got sent there. But like my issue wasn't even with that so much as because they were always nice to me. Like I wildly outranked them.
No, but they're like robots, and they're
they were always chill. And I'd joke with them too because they look so fucking miserable. So I'd like try to crack jokes to like lighten the mood or whatever. But what I hated was just the process of like you're treating me like I'm a potential fucking threat to the submarine. And it's like, dude, if I was going to like bring shit down to the ballistic missile submarine that would be a threat, I would have done it before we fucking came over here. And I have unfettered access to the whole submarine when I'm not here. So like, if I was going to bring a fucking AK down, it's there already. So like, what are we fucking doing? Yeah. And like, I have a higher security clearance than every one of you dorks. Why the fuck am I getting treated this way instead of like, I understand like shop workers coming down or contractors or whatever, but like ship's force, like for real? Why? Like, I don't understand. And like, I'm sure they have some kind of warped justification for it because I know, the missiles that may or may not be there are exposed in that environment.
Plus, everybody on the boat, really has access to guns.
Right.
It's
Well, that was, I'm like,
really unfettered.
half the time,
I want it to be a kind of.
I'm going down there to relieve as duty chief where I have the small arms locker guns. So it's like, I have crew served weapons and shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing? I don't understand. If I was a threat, there's nothing you could fucking do to stop it, especially like checking my pockets for a Bic lighter. Like, what the fuck's the point of that? Just makes everybody's life painful for no reason, including the McSiffman guys that have to be down there doing that shit. So it's like, I don't know. That shit's dumb as fuck. But anyway, so yeah, tell me about your plans, dude. What's your fucking, what are the goals?
So I got married. I got married this summer.
Hell yeah. To the dopest. To the dopest female submarine chief in the fucking Navy.
Yeah, she's sick. She's
pretty fucking awesome.
I'm the reacher. She's the settler. So, and I'm
I don't know. You're pretty awesome. I think
cool.
I think you guys were built for each other. Honestly, you guys look like if I was gonna write a movie where like I'm trying to make these like cute hipster fucking cool kid characters, like the two of you together are fucking perfect. It'd be like if they remade Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I feel like that would be, you guys would fucking kill it.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but like mildly interesting, not like
way more interesting.
Spy operative people. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The bar's never. Well, I think the bar's kind of low, but it's we're fun. We're fun. We worked. It was crazy, dude. Because we had been we made 2022. We made Chief together. So like and of course she had been in the Navy for like 4 years less than me, so that was pretty sick.
I'm not salty.
We were in. I'm not salty about it now, but I was about to be salty because we had. We were in Florida. We actually had taken leave when results came out, and I was at my CDad's house in Florida. He's out. He had been out for a while.
Yeah.
And her, well, I could just fucking say it. Her previous CMC, who Aaron. Calls her at like 7 a.m. and it's like, yo, you didn't hear this from me, but congratulations.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't tell anybody I told you. And she's like, do you know anything about Riley? And he's like, no, I don't. And then that was it. And then so actually, come to find out, he did tell her like, oh, he made it, but she didn't tell me.
Oh, okay. So she was just playing it off.
So then I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm so stoked. On the one hand, I'm so stoked for her.
Right,
like I wasn't making it about me, but there's still that voice in the back of your head. That's all right, let's see. Like,
right.
And like, to be honest, I would have been so happy if she had made it and not me. I was ready for that, but it still would have stung a little bit. But
which I mean, even if you were single, it would sting. I mean, that's just
sure.
The nature.
Well, I was at that point. Well, I was at 12 years, so it was I'd say comfortably average. Comfortably
inside, inside the average window.
And that was a lot of that was self-inflicted, but then so like 1700 our command calls and they call her and she's on speaker and they're telling her and she's pretending to be surprised.
Yeah.
And then our CMC is like, is Riley there? And she goes, yeah, he's here. I'm on speaker. And he goes, tell him congratulations too. I was like, oh, thank fuck, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But then it was the next 6 weeks of season, like we had to we came back early to get into like season. And then we were there for, that 6 weeks was like, it was cool on the one hand, because on the one hand, like, kind of jealous. It was like, all right, because we were doing all of it together. So like, we're like pissed that
you weren't home or weren't pulling your weight or some shit. Yeah.
But also for us, like, there was nobody at home like holding it
tough.
Down. Yeah. We're having to like take care of shit at home and feed ourselves. I was kind of jealous of people who were, even though they were kind of jealous of us for different reasons. So it was kind of like, two sides of the same coin. Like, they were like, oh, it must be nice, like spending all this time with your significant other. And I was like, yeah, except we're together all fucking day
doing this
shit. And then go home together. And then somebody's got to cook. Somebody's got to clean. But
it's got to, even without kids, it's got to be tough.
It was cool. It was like a once in a lifetime thing for both of us to go. We got to do it together, which was rad. But yeah, so we got married this summer, and so now we're looking at like, colo, like the Navy wants you to colo.
Yeah.
And we don't have any children together. So like we're kind of like, I'm 36, she's 30. So we're looking at, like, what's our plan? What do we want? We want to have kids, whatever. And she went back to sea duty in January.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Is she back in Georgia?
No, she's on the new BN,
which is
District
where?
F.
Yeah, but where's it home ported?
It's being built here in Groton.
Oh, no shit. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that.
So she's on that, and then
okay.
So if we were to colo, right, I would have to stay on shore duty for another like 3 years, basically.
Yeah.
Which is like cool. I mean, I like school. It's been a great tour.
Right. Well, they could put you in a different billet there too for
they could. The
a
problem
couple
is
years.
It would be shore duty still.
Yeah, back to back shore. But
I'm not going to make senior chief as a radioman without going to sea.
I don't know that that's true.
Everybody says that, and I know.
Dude, I've sat boards, man. Like I've sat boards, and I'm telling you, like if you
competitive, I'm not going to be competitive, and that's what.
And there is that. Like, so it's not that they hold it against you. That's like a misconception people have. It's like they don't hold it against you, but at the same time, like you're saying, like you won't be able to do the things that you need to do to be competitive with the other people. And by virtue of them comparing you where you're at versus them where they're at, who have had all the opportunities, you're going to not be able to compete with them. Yeah.
Not being competitive is the part that sucks. And at the end of the day, what I really want to do is I want to go back to sea. I like my job. I like the Navy, and I would like to go back to sea.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is if I go to sea, like she's on a PCU, but like she deployed on Tuesday, like she's gone. Oh. And she's going to be gone until like June.
Is she like as a rider on another boat kind of thing?
Yeah, she's on a Virginia. Right? So they're back. They're going to be back for like a short period of time around the Thanksgiving time frame, and then back out again for a full deployment. So because she's working on pilot and doing all those things, which is dope. And it's it's totally fine. It's been it's the first week she's been gone, so like I've been sad all week or whatever, but that's fine. But I'm still she's working on shit and like killing it, so I'm glad for her. But like she's actually going to sea. Yeah, and then if she makes seniors, she's gonna be going to sea again, working on
Cobb shit. So like,
and us being at sea at the same time doesn't really work either. So it's like, what's the best thing for both of us? And I've been in the Navy for longer than her, so if I go to the reserves now, then I can milk her TRICARE for longer. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to do the reserves, and that's kind of a hit. Like the retirement's a little bit different. It's not quite as good, but but like getting it, like there's so much work out there right now. Dude. So and that's not been hard at all.
That MTS instructor experience that you have is worth its fucking weight in gold, because that's like all I use to get the job I have now. And like, and I'm not like,
will hire you with an MTS. You don't even have to work government. You don't have to work submarines.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of value in it,
because they know that they'd be like, you can, we want you to teach this thing. You don't know shit about this thing. Yeah. But I know
you're a trainer. Yeah.
Right. So
the shipyard does that, man.
And then you will train other people with the thing.
Yeah, their shipyard has I forget the code, but it's like, I mean, they'll pay you $115 a year or some shit. Like it's like a GS 12 or something, or I forget. I applied for it at one point, but then I was like, I don't want to go to work every day.
That's what I'm doing. I've got that's the thing is there's a lot of opportunity, but I'm like looking for something remote, and kind of because I want to be a hippie and like spend a lot of time in the van.
Dude, I can talk to, I mean, we could talk about it offline, but I can talk to my current employer, and they're like, they traditionally want people to be able to be local, to come in occasionally, but it's like, dude, the us coming in thing is such a joke that, I mean, it's not, there's nothing about it that's needed.
Is that like a post-COVID thing? Like they figured it out in COVID that like,
pretty much. Yeah, where they were in the office all the time pre-COVID. And then, post-COVID, it's like everybody just was like,
this many computers, and I can downsize stuff.
And like I have a computer, like I have an NCI computer in my office, but it's just like, I mean, like I can do everything that I need to be doing from home. We come in, and our weekly meeting is shooting the shit and just the syncing on what we're doing. And that's about it. And I'm only there for 2 hours, and then I leave.
That's sick.
And so there may be, I mean, if they're looking for somebody and they can't find anybody, like, I bet you. There's
a couple. So there's been a few. Like I'm really focused on trying to find something remote, and the plan kind of is like my date is January for transitioning, and then she leaves in December. So
Mm-hmm.
If I transition around like December, January, depending on how the terminal thing works out,
Right.
then I would spend like 2 or 3 months kind of on the road.
Yeah.
And so part of that is like you saw, I built this like kind of podcasting setup into
The van.
a rifle case, so that
Oh
I can
yeah,
throw
yeah.
it in the van. And I'm using this. It's called a Zoom PodTrack P4. It's just a standalone. It's got 4 XLR inputs and 4 monitors.
Mm-hmm.
You can run like a computer interface through USB. So I
Yeah.
don't have to even have a computer. I can just, and the plan was like, I've got all these family and friends that my whole career just haven't had the time and
Yeah.
space to like spend as much time as I want with the people that I care about. And, like friends of mine who are like interesting and doing all these cool things. And so part of what I want to do is like drive around the country and like reconnect with all these people and like sit down and have these recorded conversations, not necessarily for like a podcast for like with a goal of any type of viewership or anything, but just like for my own, like this will be a thing that I get to do and take this big trip and reconnect with all these people and record all these conversations that I'll have forever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it was kind of the thought behind it. And then now that Jess is deployed, part of it too is like, I've got some stuff planned that's like specifically for when she leaves. It'll be stuff just for her.
Yeah.
With some people in our lives. So it was kind of like fun researching it. But I don't think that I have the chops to be any type of like, I don't know if I have specifically the interest in podcasting to like drive enough to like you do so much work. Like you're doing so much work with your podcast. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm as motivated on the podcast thing to grind that hard on it. You know what I mean?
You have to be passionate about the goal, because there's a lot of shit about this that I hate doing. Like if I could do what Rogan does and just like roll in,
people that do it all for you,
do the good part and then fuck off while Jamie or whoever does all the
people and
heavy
they deal
lifting,
with the travel and they do all the editing.
I mean, from what I understand, Joe does a lot of the not all of it, but like he's got a guy for finding people he doesn't know. But like sometimes if it's somebody he either knows directly or tangentially, he actually does say, "Hey man, I'd like to get you on," or whatever.
Sound like a lot of work when you're fucking Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
Text message.
He's
not
the
like
center of gravity in a lot of universes.
Fucking agent is or whatever. It's like, hey dog, do you want to like?
Yeah. So many people too are like seeking him out, so it's not like he needs to try that hard either. But like,
and the point being, business from like anybody who's like releasing a new thing or have a new book now or I mean, because at this point he's like 3,000 episodes, so like there's not a lot of people to talk to that he hasn't talked to before.
I mean, I don't know if that's true, but like
maybe not.
It's for sure like it's just the capacity to do that because I hate video editing, I hate audio editing, I hate a lot of the shit. I do like the graphic design side of it, like so the like your logo thing I sent you, and like I like doing shit like that, which is why I volunteer for like the homies. I'm just like, if you want a logo, I'll just whip one up for you for free. Because I do enjoy that. But yeah, I mean, like, so when I go in to make a thumbnail for a YouTube video or something, that's not terrible. But like, that also only takes like 10 minutes. But yeah, if I could outsource 90% of this, like, I'm passionate about the project of the leadership development and education stuff. And this is just the best way to get it out there. And unfortunately, you got to do a bunch of bullshit to make that happen. Because like, if I didn't do the podcast, dude, I wouldn't be on social media at all.
Dude, I hate my phone so much. I hate social media. I just hate it. The last, I think maybe it was like Sub School that did it to me because it's such a big command and there's so many. It's like a hate love thing. Like there's so much to it working with this command that has been like crazy rewarding. And at this point now, like as a chief, there's nothing that I could encounter that would like be like, oh fuck, what do I do?
Dude, I would have never guessed it, but based on all the conversations I had with Bob on here while he was chiefing at fucking Sub School, I'm like, the amount, like those type of situations with fucking NCIS,
it's nuts, dude.
Drug rings and fucking people getting kidnapped and shit. I'm like,
dude, it's crazy. My first duty day here as a duty chief, I get a phone call and they're like, hey, I got this kid who shit in his sink in his barracks room. and which sounded bad. And I was like, okay, let me go check this out. So I get over there, and it's actually worse than that, because what he did was he shit in his toilet, but then his toilet wouldn't flush. So his first
like,
thought,
let me waffle stomp
his
this down the
solution
sink.
was he got a plastic bag, and he air gapped this poop into the sink, and then was trying to wash it down the sink. And his roommate showed up, and we were like, dude, what the fuck?
God.
And that was like my first duty day, and I was like, dude, what the hell is this? What's
the craziest? I was staying in
that's
base
like mild.
CDO.
That's like, I'm not talking about.
Yeah.
Here's a crazy one. Here's a really crazy one. This was right after I made chief, and I was at best. Still, I had this kid. All the time you get these dudes that like they don't do their SF-86 for their clearance, and like I've been there, so I get it. I'm like, I know that the reason why you're dragging your feet is probably because there's something you're afraid of them.
There's something in your past, yeah.
So he's not, but what it boils down to is his instructors are telling him to do something, he's not doing it. So at some point they're like, yo, we're gonna have this guy up. And I'm like, okay, we'll bring him to my office so I can yell at him. But really, when he gets to my office, I'm just like, hey, I'm going to give you one chance to tell me what the thing is that you don't want them to find out, because I feel like that's what's going on. And he's like, okay. Yeah. So what it is when I was 10 years old, my mother went to prison for microwaving my baby sister to death.
God damn.
And I was like, okay, so first let's
not on you, dog.
Let's unpack a little bit of that and find somebody you can talk to, because
we need to get him to mental health yesterday. Jesus
and
Christ.
We, of course, we interface with mental health for all kinds of shit. We have tons of resources. So that's easy, but I'm like, dude, wow. But also, DODCAP doesn't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Unless, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're fine.
Unless you're implicated somehow. Unless it wasn't just your mom.
Yeah, like, does your mom national? Does she own property in another country? You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah. That's what they care about. They
your mom being a murderer is not going to fuck with your clip. That was crazy. Yeah.
They care about your mom being a terrorist.
Week, dude. Every week, it's some wild thing like that. I could tell you 3 from just this last week. But
dude, the craziest
like that, but it's like just crazy.
The craziest shit that ever happened
to freaks me out anymore.
Yeah, the craziest shit that ever happened to me there, because I heard all Bob's shit, and like I wasn't at sub school, but I was at the base, and so I stood base CDO, and so they interfaced a lot, and like luckily when the sub schoolers were sub schooling, I'd call the sub school CDO or whatever the fuck, and I'd be like, hey, come get your boy, and just hang up. Yeah. Like I'm not dealing with this bullshit. This is your problem. But there was this one time, and I think it was a sub school student. It might have been one of the A schools or whatever. I don't know. But like, I got this call to come to a barracks. I forget which one it was. And there was this utility room that had one of those like deep sinks, like a utility sink in there. But then there was a bunch of like hubs or whatever panels for like all the Ethernet cables and the cable and some electrical shit, maybe. I don't know. And this dude, I don't know what he was on, but he was in that sink in his tighty whities, taking a bath, but he had ripped a ton of the cabling out of the walls and shit, and he was saying something crazy that I don't really recall, and I just rolled up and I'm like, why am I here? Like, what am I gonna do with this? I'm just gonna notify some people, but like, what do you want me to do? Like, the fire department and the EMS need to figure out what the fuck's going on here. But like, that was one of the wildest situations, and because I remember the visual was it was insane. He was just like, I think they had him handcuffed and his tighty whities dripping wet, and all these cables are ripped out of the wall, and he's like muttering to himself some shit that's nonsensical, and I'm just like,
yeah. So wow. It's like that. So like that. It's just such a hectic. It's been such a hectic tour, and like I said, super valuable. There's been a lot of like, I'm kind of like Captain Save-A-Ho in like how I operated, because like we get, you have every type of like sob story.
Yeah.
And but you also get a lot of young people who they show up and they've got discipline issues, and they've got this, they've got that, and even the ones that like don't want to be here, and their behavior reflects they don't want to be here, but you still know, like, if you start looking, like, you open up their record,
peel back the layers,
what they're coming from, like, what are their parents do, where like geographically where are they from, what's their background, and you're like, dude, I know, because I had a really rough time before I joined the Navy. Like, I know this is the best place for you to be. Yeah. So how do I get this person? Like, just buy in enough to make it.
Yep.
So maybe they'll finish their first tour, and maybe they'll get what I got out of that first tour, like some growing up. You know what I mean? So that part's been like super rewarding, but it's just constant. My phone, like, to get best, it was like group chats with 50 people and then group chats with 10 people and like, you know, random text messages and random text messages with groups. And like my phone goes off so much that it gives me, I've never been a person who like understood like clinical anxiety. It was, you know, just have never been like a guy that really felt like I had that, like any of that kind of stuff going on. My phone straight up gives me anxiety, dude. Like my watch will start like vibrating and shit, and it just start muting shit because I just can't do it some days. I just can't.
Yeah.
Especially if I open up and it's a group chat and like no hate to anybody who just doesn't have anybody else to talk to, but like if one of my work group chats starts going off and it's like ping, ping, and I look at it and it's like a picture of your grill with meat on it, dude.
That's almost always what they degenerate into.
And it's so then you got that and then social media and then email and just everything and just all the time. And so I just hate, if it wasn't for, I don't know, like I do like, there's some parts of social media that are useful to me. Like, you know, I have family and friends that are spread out all the way. So like taking pictures of shit, posting it.
Dude, I say Facebook's like email with pictures to me. It's just like, I have
I'm allowing the people I care about to be connected.
Yeah, I have people everywhere. And so like, I get to see videos of my niece like walking and talking.
That about my family and friends too. They post and stuff like Bob.
Right.
You know, I like seeing Bob and his wife posting because I miss them, you know.
They're hilarious, man.
They're so much fun.
His Facebook feed. I mean, his wife probably posts
their Halloween shoot that they did with the sheet.
Oh yeah.
So rad.
With they're always hat doing and the such fucking shades.
Bob and his wife are always doing such rad shit, especially with their kids too. Like they're so much fun.
I fear for that dude. Yeah, I feel like he's going down the exact same path I did, where like Bob doesn't know how to say no to people, and Bob wants to save everyone, and Bob wants to take on everything because he's hyper competent, but he doesn't say no. And I'm just worried about it. And I've told him all this. Like, I'm worried about him doing realizing he's not, in fact, 10 feet tall and bulletproof at a really inconvenient time when, you know, your mental health goes off a cliff and your physical health starts to go off a cliff. And it's just like, I'm worried about him because he wants to be a cop, but it's like this tour right now is already sucking the life out of him. And so I'm like, I don't know that he's going to have the juice left, just like I didn't at the end, where like he's not going to have anything left to give of himself, especially
ultra competent people and ultra competent sailors. Is like
you become the easy button for incompetent people. There's
never a point where people are asking like, you know, is this too much for you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
It's just I give you more stuff. I might see you struggle with it but that's normal because it's more, I've given you more stuff, but then eventually you level out and then I'm like, okay, this is okay. That was enough. That was enough extra stuff to give you.
Well, and they tell themselves.
Like that too. My last sea tour, I was going through that same thing. It was like, I had this like 4 years long divorce that I was in the middle of, and I had all the, like, you know, I had financial stuff and I was just going through it. And then work was like just killing me. I mean, it was like 18 months I reported to my last sea tour, and it was 18 months of shipyard and then straight into forward deployment operational. Like I did back to back sevens and like was taking on more responsibility and trying to do it, but also like going through it and then clashing with my leadership. But they were giving me more because I could handle more, but I wasn't benefiting from it because my attitude was shit. My attitude was shit because I was going through it and nobody was asking me like, what is the root of this? Like where is this stuff coming from? Is this guy just a disagreeable asshole? Or does he have shit on his head? I was never showing up to work and complaining and saying I needed help. And I was not showing up to work and saying, dude, I've got all this shit going on. It's killing me. I was just showing up to work and doing all the things they were asking me to do, but also being a miserable fuck the whole time.
But that's the same root cause of like what you were describing with those students that you're Captain Savoing. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking
but like it just takes one guy to go. Oh, I know where this there has to be something beneath this.
You're doing that because you're you.
Up a record and seeing it.
Yeah. You're doing that because you're you. Like most people don't do that shit. Most people don't even have the conscious thought process of like what's really going on here. They just default to, oh, you broke a rule and now I'm going to discipline you for it. And it's like
maybe, but sometimes too, like the environment can be a factor. Like, you know, I'm on shore duty, you know, so like no matter what happens, like I'm going to be home by 1700 unless it's crazy. So like on sea duty, you got dudes that are like just getting totally beat up by like, you know, accomplish the mission and like the op tempo and all that stuff. And some people don't have any emotional bandwidth left over to like dig at all. It's just,
that's fair. That's fair.
Get it done. Don't. And maybe you got dudes like Bob who will like, maybe to a fault or maybe not to a fault, will like give the extra at some personal cost to themselves, but not everybody's going to be willing to do that. Like some people have maybe a more healthy level of like self-preservation. I'm saying like,
that's,
and I won't because it's not fair.
That's not
fair to my family or whatever.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's actually probably much more accurate. Just because, like, I'm consistently beating the drum for like, I don't think any of these people are like inherently bad. I think a lot of it.
Very few people are like, like
a lot of it's incompetence, or like you just described, it's like they're choosing themselves over doing something that would be layered on top of all the other shit that has already kept them there for 10 hours. And it's like they're choosing their family and themselves first. And it's like, I don't actually have an issue with that. But I do have an issue with the fact that nobody's asking you how you're fucking doing and why you have that attitude and all those other things. But it's like, so then how do you add length so they can connect? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, then so you got guys like that, like who, like, we're talking about Bob, like Bob can do stuff like that because Bob's family holds it down. Like he's got a very strong wife.
Yeah.
But
true.
You got, like, think about the dude who has a family that, is liability is probably not the right word, but it's the one that comes to mind. And it's like, the family that's like not okay, like
can't like a drain on
being
them.
Gone for 12 hours in a workday,
right?
And so who that guy is.
Yeah.
But how does he get treated at work when he's like, I gotta go, and it's like 1,500, and it's not necessarily it's not entirely his fault. You know what I mean? Like he knows where the line in the sand is for him. It's just different from the next guy. So like, but we treat that dude like he's a lesser type of leader.
Yeah.
And it's not entirely because of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's kind of just working with what he's got.
Right.
So
yeah, I don't know. It's such a convoluted shit show of like, it's like, because it's not one thing.
There's layers. It's like an onion.
Yeah, it's not one thing. Like I focus on leadership competence. It's because I think it's the biggest problem, but it's not the only problem. Like it's all a constellation of shit conspiring to create this environment that's untenable. And it's like,
well, you can have dudes that have all of those like soft skills and leadership that you can't teach, but then still don't have the ability to quite like exercise them the way that the person standing next to them could if they had those skills because of some other factor.
Yeah.
Because of whether it's mental health or whether it's family stuff at home.
Sure.
Or maybe it's just the fact that they're 3 years into this tour and they don't have the fucking juice anymore.
Yeah. I mean, there's a finite amount of time in the day too. And that's a big part of it where it's like I used to like, I never didn't have that desire to be just ever present and as like helpful as I could be for my guys. But then the boat wanted me to do other shit. So I'm staying in 8 hours a dive every day. And then I'm fucking the assistant ship's diving officer and I'm the simio and I'm the ACOB and I'm the this, that, and the other fucking thing. And it just gets to a point where it's like, I see my guys for 30 minutes to an hour a day, like every head break, I would check on the galley and talk to them and see if they needed anything. And they knew they could like come up to control if they absolutely needed anything or call or whatever. But like, it's not the same thing. Like I'm not available and I sure as shit wasn't doing my primary duty. I had a second class that was my LPO that he was doing the majority of my primary duty because I was doing all this other shit. And it's like, that's not fair to him. That's not fair to me. It's not fair to anyone. And it sucks. But it's like, it wasn't a lack of desire or ability. It was just like, there's just not enough minutes in the fucking day, man. Like, how am I supposed to be around training them and making them better? And I used to have the Chiefs would give me shit about the food quality. And I'm like, neat, take me off the watch phone and I'll fix it. You know, you're like, I can't fucking, what do you want me to do? Like, what I'm doing every day. Like, where I'm at. I'm at the same pre-watch briefs and post-watch briefs and all the other shit that you're at. And I'm briefing drills and fucking pulling amphinols out of the BCP instead of doing my fucking job. So like what do we fucking, like, if you want this to get better, you need to give me the time to go make it better. And if you don't want to do that because it's more valuable for you to have me in control, then shut the fuck up. But like, Because it wasn't like the food was bad. It was just like it could have been way fucking better
Well,
if
it's
I
just
was
like
able
think
to.
about how much better it would be if we just left Will alone and let him fucking hang out in the galley for
100%. And Jimmy Carter got that. Like, they wouldn't let me stand watch on Carter. I mean, I stood duty chief in port, but like I stood some chief of the watch, and they called it like chief of the watch assistant because it's so the BCP is like a fucking Star Wars shit. So it's like you have to have a second dude that's just like, I'm just like doing the phones and like breaking the procedure out and Circle X and shit for the chief of the watch because he has so much to monitor. And so like I did that as a first class for a while. But yeah, when I made chief, they put me back in the galley because I had no fleet returnees and an inexperienced division. And that's just where I needed to be. And that's what that Cobb I had believed that's where I should be too. And it's just like, fair enough. You know, I wish he would have let me qualified dive there, but whatever.
Well, it's such an arduous place that like when we get to a spot on a boat where things work, nobody wants to hear about like, how can we do it different?
Yeah.
But if you actually ripped the Band-Aid off and said, all right, if we take this dude off the dive watch bill, take him out of control and let him go in the galley, and somebody else is going to hate it. It's going to like the watch bill's going to suck probably. But like if we go through
like
what does it look like? Like what does the quality of life look like when this dude can go in there and manage and make sure it isn't just good enough, but it's like awesome.
Yeah.
Like
in
it's
my
such
specific use case,
but
dude, like
working, it's like nobody wants to touch it.
Right. And in my specific use case, it was like we had so many people qualified dive that I did not need to be on the watch bill. And the Cobb I had at the time promised me I was going to be like a split kick. I was not going to be in section. And then I was in section for the whole fucking time I was qualified. But like, it was because my primary duty wasn't real to them and the thing was working. But the CO and this wasn't all the Cobb by any stretch. The CO wanted the sonar senior chief to run fucking whatever the OBT or whatever the fuck it's called constantly. Like he was a fast boat guy historically. And so he just wanted the sonar senior chief doing all this other dumb shit. And he wanted the A gang chief off the watch bill because the high packs would break all the time. And he was fucking prioritizing high pack maintenance, which, you know, fair enough, I guess. But his division could do it. Like he had a hyper competent division, man. But like, so he just prioritized other people's, like what they could do with their time not being on the watch bill was more important to that CO than my being off the watch bill. And like, okay, like, I mean, that's fine, but then don't bring the shit up. Like, don't tell me the food's not good enough because go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but if they had ever tried taking the cook chief off the watch bill, that shit could have been crazy though.
It would have been lit, dude. You could ask, like, so I tell this. I probably told the story.
I've seen it. I've seen it more than once.
Same. And I'm not your average cook chief. I have a fancy culinary degree and industry experience. So what I can teach them is wildly different from what like just a cook chief who developed their skill over their time in the military.
Yeah.
Unless they went to culinary school on their own and shit like that. Like I just have a way, way higher level of knowledge and experience. So like on Jimmy Carter, when I made chief, I didn't go on the watch bill underway. I was fucking always in the galley training them. And so like those dudes were god tier submarine cooks. And I tell this story because I tell my guys, I'm like, well, you're weird. You're different. You're not like other submarine cooks. And they had no other context to compare it to. And a lot of sailors on that ship at the time, at least, were even some of the chiefs, bizarrely, were like dudes that was their first boat and they'd been there for like 7 years. So you'd have those chiefs chirping too. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. The food here is like light years ahead of every other submarine on the planet. Like it just is. And I, you know, like you don't have to believe me, but you will when you have to go to another boat or ship. And so like we did a menu review board this one time, and this Cobb, he's this old knuckle dragon A-ganger. He's on his 3rd Cobb tour. He had been a CMC too. So he's like, this dude has been on like 6 or 7 submarines. And we're doing a menu review board. And because he's an OG and he loved us, he would show up to those. And he's sitting in the back and he's letting the crew do what they do. And it's like that particular menu review board, they're talking about like, can we do like this is how Gucci the food was. They were talking about like, can we do an oatmeal bar? Like where instead of having like oatmeal packets, or like we would make like oatmeal, like we'd just switch it up and it'd be like one morning it's like brown sugar and butter and some other stuff in it. And another day it's like there might be strawberries or whatever the fuck, like whatever we had available. And they wanted us to do like a bar where it's like toppings and shit. And then like another suggestion was some other crazy Gucci shit. And finally, and they were like moaning when I would tell them no. about certain things because we're a warship at sea. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm not doing that. And I'm not like, all of it would increase the pain on my guys. And I'm just like, I already did enough of that to make the food quality that we did have that I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like I insisted on all the burger patties being made by hand. We cut up our potatoes for French fries. I didn't do frozen shit. Like, there's just a lot of shit that you're not going to see that on other boats unless I'm the cook chief there. But like, the food quality was so high, they were coming out with all this bullshit, and finally that Cobb just fucking slams his fist on the table and he goes, "This is fucking over. All you guys shut the fuck up. This is the best food I've seen on 6 submarines. You motherfuckers don't know how good you have it. I don't want to hear this bullshit anymore, blah, 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 blah." And he like gets up and storms off. And I'm just like, thanks for coming. I guess that concludes our menu review board for today. Blah, blah, blah. Just fucking like walked off dying laughing because like, he understood, you know what I mean? Like, he had all the context, so he understood how good they had it. And you, like, who shows up to menu review boards? It's all the junior guys. It's their first boat.
I hope some of those dudes went to a boat where the food sucked.
I'm sure they did now, and I can't.
They probably have done that now.
I can't say I've had a conversation with any of them.
It wasn't above and beyond. It was like,
right.
Went to boats where it was like, this is what the menu, this is what the recipe card says. So therefore, this is what I do. And like some of the dudes on my last boat saw it because my buddy Ryan showed up and he was my counterpart for the last like 5 minutes I was on board. And their crew was like, our food was above average, but it wasn't like spectacular, you know, like, and when Ryan showed up, the other crew was like known as just, it was all the food was atrocious. They'd run out of shit. Like, they were just super dysfunctional, but it's because their chief was not great. And like, there were some extenuating circumstances there because like his life was on fire, but like, they were just terrible. And he wasn't great at being a cook chief either at the time. Like, he learned, he got way better. It's another story for another time. But when Ryan showed up, dude, it was like a fucking light switch. Like, he was real hard on him, but he took care of him, and the food quality skyrocketed. Like, their burger days were lit. He'd have like grilled beets and fried eggs and just all this crazy shit. They'd make like, I already did like fries from scratch, but he would like do the double frying thing and like have like accoutrements for the fries even. And like, dude, Ryan was incredible. He would make their food got so good so fast that they got to experience that too. And so like, it was really dope to see like a regular submarine crew experience that. But I'd have to see like if any of those Jimmy Carter dudes, like a lot of them are still in, a lot of them are chiefs and shit and whatever. And so like, I'd have to talk to some of them and be like, all right, now that you've actually got some experience elsewhere, but I haven't had that experience. So. It doesn't take a lot, dude. I remember we got a cook from the White House at one point, my first tour. Yep. And I don't remember having many complaints about our food on my first tour.
They
but I remember specifically this dude showed up from the White House, and like one of the first things he did was we had just another Asian night, like any other Asian night we did, but he put ginger in the rice.
Interesting.
It was like he added a couple. It wasn't just ginger, but he added a couple. He made a couple small tweaks, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, "Dude, this Asian night was banging. What'd you?" Like? And he was like, I just made a couple little tweaks, and the rice was the thing that everybody was like, "Dude, the rice slapped." Yeah. Rice is so fucking cheap. It's such an easy thing, and if you make it good, everybody's like, "Oh, dude, that rice fucking slapped. It was so good." Yeah. Now everybody's eating this thing that cost you $0.
Yep.
You know, and all you had to do was just put a little bit of care and a little bit of knowledge into it, and we were like, "This guy's God." Yeah, because on Jimmy Carter, the White House. But it was really just a simple thing.
Yeah. Well, but it's level of knowledge though. Those guys get really Gucci high level training with like ACF certified chefs. Not
well, and again, it wasn't like the recipe card didn't say to do it. And he was like,
no,
that.
We never better. They were like, I never followed recipe cards. The only good one was chocolate chip cookies from like the old versions. But anyway. On Jimmy Carter, Asian night was the most lit because I had this kid, Justin, that he had a culinary degree before he joined the Navy, and he has this just deep appreciation for like Japanese culture for some reason. He's into like Aikido and like just the food itself, and like he's just obsessed with it. And so he would do Asian nights, and he started changing up everything that we did. So he was breading and frying chicken with like, he would do coconut chicken where he would bread it in cornstarch and like shredded coconut and fry it, and oh my and he'd make sauces for it and shit. We started doing sweet and sour chicken where he would bread it in pancake batter and fry it, so you'd get it was almost like a hush puppy piece of chicken. Fuck, dude, it was so good. And he was just so incredible at everything that, like, it took me a while to teach him how to be a galley watch captain on a submarine, but his level of knowledge and ability to cook just incredible food was already there. He would just, like, I remember when he first got there, he would spend like 3 hours making the soup, and he'd only make like 35 portions of it, and then the rest of the meal was almost late. And I'm like, dude, great soup that's going to run out in 15 minutes.
No notes on the soup.
But no notes on the soup except scale it up by like times 4. But also, where's the rest of lunch, bro? Like, you can't do this shit.
Motherfuckers don't want to live on soup.
No, yeah, I don't care how good the soup is. They're still going to be pissed at you if there's no food. And, but yeah, he figured it out. But dude, Asian nights were so, and he had like a Karate Kid headband. He had an accent going while he was serving the line. Like, it was the best. People by a country shit, fucking mile,
the food
man.
And the energy in the galley is good.
That kid was the GOAT, man. Like, I've had some great cooks working for me. Like my LPO, he's a chief now, Kimpo, great fucking kid. He was the only reason I didn't fail on Louisiana, but the lion's share of what he did. I mean, he was the best galley watch captain I had too, the best cook, but the lion's share of what he did was like records and like the leading CS shit that I wasn't able to do because I was staying to dive and doing all the other bullshit. And so he was just God tier because he could do everything well. And it was like, that's not normal. And with cooks, you get either somebody's a really good cook and terrible at admin, or you get like an admin guy that's terrible at the cooking stuff. But you usually don't get somebody that can do both. And he was God tier at both. So he was amazing. But like the reason he was so valuable to me at that time was because of the LPO shit and leading CS role and all that. But like the best like cook I've ever had. And this other, I had 2 Justins, and one of them was God tier at baking. He was just a fucking savant. Like, he had no background in it, but he would open a book. He made fucking chocolate souffles underway on a submarine in coffee mugs, and they looked just like they did in the book I brought. Like, because I brought all these textbooks underway, and I would feed them. I'd be, here, dude, here's a bread Bible. Here's fucking, the advanced like patisserie shit that I got. I got a rack of cookbooks behind me, but I'd bring like actual like industry standard books or like just like really high level stuff, and he would just open it and do it. And I'm like, how are you doing? Like, I couldn't do some of the shit he was doing. Like, how the fuck are you doing this? And it was like on the first try, like making like Danish diamonds and fucking just crazy shit. And so like that kid was insane on the baking side, and then the other Justin was the God tier cook, man. He was phenomenal. And so like those Jimmy Carter kids were so goddamn spoiled, man.
You gotta have something when you're out to sea that many.
Yeah, especially on that thing, dude. Fuck, like you never know when you're going home, and
I do not.
You don't get ports, and
Shout out to the Carter.
It's the worst first tour submarine there is, unless you're a true believer. Yeah, that too.
Everybody,
but I'm saying
it's this bad.
Most guys don't want to stay in after doing that for 4.5 years, where they're like, especially if you get like, because mine was bookended by shipyard periods, because you're only operational for like 2.5 years about, and then they want to put new spinners on the rim, so you're back in the dry dock. And like, the op tempo's high too, so there's wear and tear, but a lot of it's wanting to put new spinners on the rims. So like every 2.5 years you're going to catch a shipyard period,
which sucks.
Approximately.
It sounds nice to get a break from going to sea, but it's not. Shipyard is not fun, dude.
It's not, but it's better than being on. I guess it
depends
constantly.
on who you are. It depends on who you are.
Yeah, I fucking hate the shipyard.
I was always like a sail coordinator for shipyard.
Yeah, fuck that. God, I always felt so bad for the cats.
Shipyard was like underway for me.
My roommate Drew, when I first got there, was the sail coordinator. He's a radioman, and that fucking guy, man, he just never left work, bro. And like even the radioman on Louisiana,
like when I was on my last boat,
they get wrecked too.
Oh, the sail coordinator on BNs, they don't stand duty. And I was like, oh, and then I went and told the cob, like, hey, is that true that other sail coordinators here don't stand duty? And he was like, shut up and get away from me. And I was like,
yeah, I didn't.
Section leader.
I don't know if that's.
You're standing duty.
I don't know if that's true or not. It doesn't sound real, but I mean, they definitely used to get out of a lot of shit because they would prioritize the sale work. You
Yeah.
know, like if we're getting a new periscope, like that's going to be the top of the fucking list of it's underweight limiting. It's like, you know what I mean? Like the CO is going to be tracking the shit out of that. So it's like that. I mean, those guys, they would get that would get prioritized over everything else. But I don't know if they were not in section or not, but they never left work. So like, I'm pretty sure they'd rather be 3-section duty and not be the sale coordinator.
It's definitely helped with my
that.
job prospects when I've had like several interviews where I've talked with companies about like project management roles where they're like, tell me about a project that was like really tough. And I was like,
yeah. I was the sale coordinator on a submarine. Can I just stop there? Or you need me to elaborate?
I could take 10 high school graduates and do, $10 million worth of work in 6 months. And
yep. I mean, dude, some of that shit, especially on BNs where like you're trying to turn it over so fast during refit. I was watching, they'd swap out periscopes and all this other shit or buoys or whatever in like 48 hours. Like those fucking dudes were getting after it. I was not, I mean, because I even remember like our CO, like he was basically, one of his duty chief things was like, if you're not at the most important place all the time and something goes wrong, I'm going to ask why the fuck you weren't there. So like, if they were craning off a fucking periscope in the middle of the night, my ass was awake in the middle of the night, standing there watching them crane that bitch off. Not that I made any difference at all, but like I was there so that you could say like, well, I was there and I made sure the brief went well and I fucking did this, that, and the other thing. But like, I can't make the crane operator not suck, but it was, those fucking guys never slept. They were always doing shit, man.
That's part of why the meme page became a thing, because I was just I was going through it so bad, and like work was just killing me so bad, and I was like,
are we able to talk about that? Can I dox you? Okay. All right, so
at some point I'm gonna post. I've got some thoughts.
Because you're on your way out.
I want to do it. I'm gonna post a thing at some point. Like,
what's
like?
You said you were trying to evolve the brand or whatever too. So what does that mean? Like, what are you trying to do with that?
Like, I've been like the last like year or two, I've been sitting on. So like, to go back when I started it, I was like, it was just an outlet, I was like, it's really, I was a first class, and I was like really disgruntled, and I was going through it at home, and then bringing it to work, and so then I was going through it at work, and I was clashing with all these people, and so I had all these like gripes and complaints about the way shit was going. Actually, my season was really tough when I made chief, because I had all these dudes that knew me as this person who like constantly just bitched and had a better idea and like was willing to talk shit to anybody about it. And then like even this year I did a lot of reflecting on that, and like the charge that I gave out this year was like, I remember the first year that I was like, that I had people come to me for charges, and I was like doing what I had seen other people do. It's like, all right, come up with some like bullet points and some things that like sound like they matter. Things that, like maybe they do matter to me, but like it's just me writing in someone's book a thing that's like anybody could say this and you'd be like, oh, that's good.
I'm the same way. I tried to codify things that no one ever talked to me about, and I ended up with.
My charge was just, hey man, when I was a first class, I had this reputation for being like this really outspoken, arrogant fucking prick. And then over the last like couple of years, especially this year, I've looked back and realized like, dude, once I made chief, like I really shut the fuck up in public, like in front of people. And the reason for that was that like when I was a first class, it was really easy for me to like blame everything that was wrong on everybody else. I had no culpability because I didn't own it. Like I had responsibility and I had authority, but I didn't.
You weren't the accountable party.
I wasn't answering.
Like, And
then when I made chief, it was like, all right, if we're succeeding, it's because my division is doing good. It's because it's because they're killing it. And if we're failing, it's because I'm not doing enough. So if things aren't good, that reflects on me, and therefore I can't go into a room and point my finger at everybody else about why they're fucked up because I'm in pain because my job's not getting done.
I mean, I think there's some validity to E6 and below. Like if you have heartburn over something you're perceiving to be like something's happening that shouldn't be or doesn't have to be happening that's causing you pain, the accountable party are those khaki wearing enlisted people. So there's like some validity to like aiming your frustration at them, but then at the same time it's like there's some personal responsibility in there as well. And it's always case by case, but yeah, it is a lot easier when you're not the accountable party. But then once you are, it's exactly what you just described. So it's like, I think there's some validity to them having those feelings and even vocalizing them at times, even though that doesn't fit with like the good order and discipline model that
I just did it at the wrong
military
time.
has.
I think that the feedback the feelings
probably,
that I had were valid, and
there was probably like vitriolic kind of like expression of it. Yeah.
But I was just firing them off in any venue that I could, and it was
right. I was the same way, dude.
And it didn't help. Like nobody like
right.
Part of it is I think that helped me out as a leader because, you know, like now I understand that you know there are ways to communicate things to people that don't put them on the defensive. Right?
Yeah.
And so like, and that's what I was doing. I was calling people out and being very evasive, and that puts people on the defensive. And then the reation is fuck.
They're not receptive to anything.
Let's talk about your idea and see if we can use it or you know, make things better with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I had I had all this shit going on, and I was like, and I just had nobody. I was like freshly separated and just crashing with a friend, and I was very high performing at work, and it was being asked to take on more and more and more, and I was just dying from it. And so by happenstance, I kind of just like met a couple other dudes that run these like really big meme pages, and we end up like playing Minecraft. We're just playing Minecraft and complaining about the military. So that was
Were you guys like online just talking shit with each other kind of thing? Like,
Well, these guys aren't like, they're not Navy. Well, one of them's a corpsman, and he runs this really big, well, it's Battalion Aid Station. He runs this really big meme page. And so like, I kind of like started paying attention to what they were doing, and I was like, dude, I've got all these memes. I'd been making memes for a couple of years, but they were like deployment memes where I'm like talking shit about these really inside joke
specific
things nobody understand.
Yep.
I started making the same types of things I was doing, where I was just making memes, but I was just making them more general, so that they weren't as specific to like, I didn't have somebody's name on it, you know. It wasn't like a specific thing that only 130 people would get. Right. I just started like, I made a page and started posting them, and like the page isn't really that big, you know, it's a pretty small page, but like it was just an outlet. I was making things when I was feeling inspired, and I was feeling inspired a lot because I was upset about things a lot. Yeah. And then when I moved here and started working up here, life kind of got better, partly because it was shore duty, and then, you know, like I made chief really quickly after I moved here, and like was busy with that, but also like, you know, part of going from the guy who like thinks he knows better than everybody else and has all these great ideas and all this shit, and then I made chief, and I was just like, oh, like nobody is like, if it's my show to run, nobody's questioning me about how I want to do stuff, so I'm not conflicting with anybody anymore.
Right. I ate shit again. Yeah.
God, I think we did it again. Am I still in? Do you still have my audio? God. Am I here? Do you have me? Hold on. Mike. While recording, you can't change settings. Do you have my audio? Sound, default, MacBook Pro speakers. Oh shit, hold on. I can hear you, but it says it's uploading my shit. It said my whole thing. Oh, okay. Good. It says it uploaded 100%. Oh yeah, mine keeps going from like 96 to 100%, and it keeps adding more. Why'd you move off Zencaster? Yeah. Do it over Teams. It's like, send me the Teams invite. I'll dial into that shit and put all your stuff with your face. On there. Yeah. Oh, sick. Yeah. You do like, will it do like the closed caption stuff for you too? Like the stuff you've been posting lately where you have yeah, but you do it like TikTok-y the way that other like platforms are doing it, where it's like one word at a time. Sometimes it looks better. It's more appealing because it's what other big name podcasts do. I like their stuff too. Those are Coast Guard guys, right? Are they Navy? Oh, okay. Yeah, they do. He did a retirement down here recently. I got to meet. Their branding is like super similar to yours. That's why I'm always like, but it's also like multiple dudes working on it, not just one driving all of it. Yeah. I feel like we had the same conversation like 2 years ago, but you were still active then too.
And yeah, you should be good to go. I shouldn't have to wait for you it'll do both, or it should. But it was uploaded anyway, so it was just processing. So I should be able to get the track even if it's not fully processed. Okay. But anyway, Yeah. So when I retired, I was like, I'm going to put my back into it for a year because I wasn't planning on taking 2 years off of work, which is what I ended up doing. But I was like, I'm going to take a year off. I'm going to really put my back into the podcast and see if it can grow to become like a business, like a proper business that pays me a check that's like good enough that I can justify this being my full-time job, because I have my pension and 100% disability. So it's like I don't need to earn like what I earned on active duty or more.
Yeah.
I just like, it'd be nice to take a check from it, but it needed to grow a lot to do that, because like I make enough money with Patreon and other like the DGUTS apparel stuff to pay the bills now. Like I don't come out of pocket for anything. Like I bought this new camera with the podcast account. I bought the chair I'm sitting in, shit like that. So like it makes enough money that I can do stuff like that sometimes, but like not enough to where I can, it's a proper job. But also like I didn't do what I said I was going to do. Like and there's a lot of reasons for it. Like my mental health ate shit when I retired, and I had to like figure that out. And then it's still been a roller coaster for the past 2 years, where like I do really good for a while, and then like the last few months I kind of ate shit, and then I've been coming out of it for like 3 weeks, and I'm doing a lot better now. And so it's just like there was like my physical health isn't the best, but it's a lot better now. Like the cancer's not really a concern, even though there's the annoying like side effects that I'll be stuck with forever. But like, it's just, I need to do a better job of like eating and working out again. And like, I just never, after cancer, I never really got back to how I used to be with health and wellness and fitness and stuff. I've had some like stretches where I got on a good path, but I always fell off the wagon, and I'm all the way off that bitch now. Besides, like I go for walks every day, and I do yoga and stretch, and I cold plunge, and that's about it. But I need to do like actual physical exercise, which is step next. But yeah, I got a lot of other shit I'm working on just on myself to be able to be the guy that can do those things, I guess. And I've been getting a lot more gassed up about doing the stuff. But again, I mean, I still have some things I need to do to like be the guy that can accomplish that and not fall apart, I guess. And I've not been great at being disciplined with doing podcast shit. It's been like a hobby, and that's fine. And that's how it started. And if it stays that for a while, that's okay. But it's not something I'm like beating myself up about exactly. But at the same time, I do really want to see what its full potential is. And that's only going to happen if I fucking get off my ass and put my back into it. But
right.
Hopefully I've been doing better. Like cause now that I'm on YouTube, it's like, it's nice to get that rolling. And like, I've kind of refocused recently, where I was doing a lot of the like interview style podcasts, and I started to really only do that. And I got like disillusioned with it, because I'm like, it's not that this isn't fun. Like I enjoy talking to interesting people, or just like catching up with dudes like you that I haven't talked to in a while, and hearing the story, because you have a very relevant, like, this is a big life transition coming up and all the shit going on, and it's fun. But doing it all the time, it was like I lost focus on what I'm here to do. You know what I mean? And like it was always like I'd bring somebody on and talk to them, and yeah, we'd have like a 30-minute conversation somewhere about like their experience with leadership and stuff, but it was not the focus, and that's what I'm here to do. And so it's like, now that I've been spending a lot more time doing like solo stuff, it has become more rewarding as I've been doing it. And I'm like, okay, like this is, now that I need to stay focused on this kind of shit. Not that I can't do that, but I need to be real picky about like what I'm doing and what I'm spending the lion's share of my time on, because like that's not why I'm here. Like I'm here to like educate and provide resources for and shit like that they don't currently have. And I got like a little bit of not that I agreed with nearly anything the dude said, but one of my old cobs got on and like he saw a clip, and I don't think he's ever listened to the podcast. And it was very telling based on what he said. But like he said some stuff about like basically like, why aren't you creating the resource that you say that we need? And why aren't you teaching the heritage that you're saying that we don't teach? And why didn't you do that while you're on active duty, even though he was never in a position to evaluate me as a chief? So like I fucking did do that. And I mean, I started the podcast on active duty, for fuck's sake. Like I was doing it at work and in my free time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was kind of like a needed indictment of what I'm focusing on, because it was a clip of those Mick Pond memo reviews where I was going hard and like talking about how it was bullshit. And a lot of what we do is the mess in training chiefs is bullshit. And I stand by every word of it. However, like that's all you saw from the podcast for a month straight, because that's how the memos got released. And it was the middle of the Chiefs season. And it's like, and you hear in the podcast, like I even mentioned, like, I don't even want to do this really. I just feel like this obligation to point at that shit and call it what it is. And it's like, while I stand by that concept, at the same time, it's like, that's not what I love doing. It's like, I feel like part of a responsibility of having a platform like this is to do those types of things, because active duty people can't really do that without consequences, and I can. And so like when stuff like that happens, I feel the need to call it out and go hard on it in a way that active duty chiefs can't. And so I'm trying to be a mouthpiece for those people, but at the same time, that's not what I want to be doing full time. That's not what I want to be focused on. And so it was kind of like I almost felt during those weeks that I was doing that, I almost felt like disillusioned by it a little bit. And when he said that, I'm like, yeah, no, like, why am I not focused on those things? Like, you're not wrong, but it's not why he was saying it exactly, but because he doesn't even fucking know what I've been doing for the past like 9 years. But at the same time, he's not wrong in the sentiment, and it was kind of just well timed, even though like the reason he was doing it was bullshit. It was just like well timed in that, like, hey dummy, focus on the solution, not just pointing at the problem and calling it, like saying, like kind of what you're saying earlier when you were first class and you're like, this is bullshit, I got a better idea, blah blah blah. And that's kind of the tenor tone of those podcasts. And I do talk about some of the ways you can do it better, but I think I may have gotten a little fast and loose with those memo ones this year, because I was just like, really, we're doing this shit again? And it's like, fuck, man. But then I think I could have done a better job of providing solutions instead of just shitting on it, even though it deserved to be shit on.
I think part of the,
I don't know.
It's just, I don't know, like the memos are just like the rest of the season, where we're talking about what the ideal is. We're talking about what like the highest, the most, it's the same thing that like,
yeah,
the training is based on the same thing that you're shitting on the selects all season about, which is like, okay, all of the things you're saying are like the highest echelon, most philosophical nonsense garbage you can come up with. But but is that how you're really going to operate? Like when you,
right.
You know,
right.
It's, but so like in that sense, the training is valuable because the training is what we're saying the standard is. But then part of the reason why there are so many sailors in the Navy who don't have a general trust, the type of trust in the Chiefs mess that we want them to have, is because they see us say these things
and then not live up to it,
and then not do it. It's the same thing as like season ends. Like I had a Chief Petty Officers Association meeting today, and it's the first one we've had since season ended. And we've got hundreds of chiefs in this mess, and there were 20 people there. You know, so like the season ends, and I have vomited all of the most incredible leadership philosophies that I can regurgitate, and now I'm totally out of it. I've run out of things that I can say and do. And I'm gonna go back into hibernation like a bear in the winter.
Dude, I don't wholly agree with that. I think, and you kind of said it, but like I think it can be very valuable training towards an ideal that I don't think is like as clear and valuable and even accurate as it should be. Like I don't think the current, like if the mess could shit out, if I could ask ChatGPT, like, hey, what's the fucking ideal for a Navy Chief Petty Officer, and it like aggregates all the shit it can find on the internet and gives it to me, I don't think that ideal would be what it should be. I don't think that like we're striving towards all of the right things, even though some of them are good. It's like, I think we're much more in a place now because it's like the way I think about it is like the ideal that we have now is like if you were to write something really brilliant, and then I made a copy of it, and then I made a copy of the copy and a copy of the copy and a copy of the copy. And then now we're at a place where the person that wrote that original amazing document, that level of competence doesn't exist anymore. And so like, do you even fully understand what that says? Plus it's been like distorted and diluted in a way that you're almost, it's like when somebody just word salads through an answer to a question and you don't even really get an answer. It's like, they're just saying shit that they think is going to hit or that they think is nice and what people want to hear. And I feel like that's where we are with a lot of the training or attempts at training that you see during chief season. Is it's like they're just regurgitating things that they think they're supposed to say without even fully understanding what they mean or being able to like weave them together in some sort of like a situational way. Because that was my whole dive board, dude, was like I felt like an idiot and I thought I failed because they knew I knew all the book answers and I studied my ass off and was like uber prepared for that. Like you asked me about load supportability tables, I got you. Submerged hydrodynamic forces, I'll give you a dissertation. But they gave me situations. The whole fucking board was just a scenario and I have to apply it to the real world. And I like glitched in a lot of situations where like because I just wasn't used to doing that with the knowledge that I had accrued, right? And I think that's where we are in a lot of ways where it's like, yeah, people could probably regurgitate a bunch of shit about loyalty, but what does it really fucking mean? And like in practice, like give me a situation where your loyalty's challenged or where you may not recognize it to be what it is, but you're being given an unlawful order or you're being told to do something that's unethical. And it's like, how are you going to recognize it? And if you even recognize it, what are you going to do about it? And it's like, fuck, I don't know. And it's like, those are the types of things that I feel like we don't even have that capacity anymore in a lot of ways, except for the anomalies that exist, right? Like you and I could have a conversation about that kind of shit and you'd be fine. But like a lot of chiefs can't do that shit either in a classroom environment like we are sometimes in the chief season. I think a lot of people's brains just get hijacked by the mob mentality and fuckery of it. But then in practice too, like just applying the principles, like I keep just because it's like relevant and it's like in my mind. I got this book recently and it's a Bupers publication that was published in 1959. And it's one of the best leadership like training materials I've ever seen in my fucking life. And it's very much, it's like based on case studies. Like there's some front matter that's really good. And then there's these like case studies where real naval officers submitted these scenarios that they encountered. And then there's questions at the end to stoke like a Sailor 360 style discussion. And then it has all the references listed for like all the books that whoever the author is that isn't even listed, like pulled from and did research from to be able to speak intelligently on like psychology concepts and like just group dynamics and communication and just all the things, all the competencies that exist within the skin of like leadership. And it's like, so we used to have that level of competence and now we don't. And it's illustrated through the curriculum for teaching the creed and Lick ELD and all that stuff, where it's just like, it's not even close to being in the vicinity of this fucking good. And this was written in 1959. So it's like, there's just this confrontation that needs to happen where we're willing to admit that like, okay, this competence no longer exists. And if we could admit that, which is going to be hard enough because our whole fucking identity is built on being these like leadership experts and the ideal, like you go to the chief's mess and ask the chief for like the leadership things. But it's like the emperor has no clothes. So how do we get that back? And you get it back by admitting that it doesn't exist within our ranks, really. I mean, there are unicorns out there for sure, but then it's like you really to remediate it, you would need an outside entity. You would need like go get Jocko and the boys from Echelon Front, or go get some other consulting firm, or just like highly competent organization that's been focused on this thing for a long time. Like Dave Deary and the Enlisted Leadership Foundation people are great. And they understand the assignment, you know what I mean? Like if you go to one of those Foundry classes or something, like every single person I've ever met that's gone through those courses is just like, this is so much better than anything that exists. And so it's like, we have like organizations or people or whatever that could do it, but it's like we would first have to like essentially just take our ego and go, and like we're not like, no, we are no longer the expert. We are no longer the leadership oracle within the skin of the Navy or the military, and we need to fucking fix it. So how do we do that? And it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm really frustrated by the idea that that what happens during the season is meeting the mark at all. I don't even think it's striving towards an ideal that should be the ideal, period. And I think most people, if confronted and we're like, explain it to me, like, what's the identity of a chief's mess? What are the duties and responsibilities of a chief petty officer? Like, gun to your head, who the fuck's going to explain that in a way that makes any kind of sense? Like, you're going to get a lot of regurgitation of shit that's said during the chief season, which you can then immediately like push back on, because like you just said, as soon as the chief season ends, most of that shit just doesn't happen. But then also, like, I don't think that they could communicate it in a coherent manner, like who we are and what are we supposed to do? Like, what is the actual like mission of the chief's mess? Like, I think people would have a hard time articulating it. And even if they could, you'd get wildly varying answers. And it's like, that's a fucking problem. Like, even if you got a really good answer from somebody and you got 10 other really good answers from other chiefs, it's like, if they don't overlay somehow with some like tenets that are our identity and our ideal, like the mission, vision, guiding principles, which I don't think most chiefs could recite to you. It's like, and I just mean like the categories, like just the fucking declate leadership and sense of heritage and like all, like go down the list. I don't think most people could even recite those to you. I've met a grip of chiefs that within their first 1 or 2 years have asked for mentorship on how to write a chief eval, and like how am I being evaluated on these traits as compared to like the E1 to E6 eval, because no one fucking explained it to them and no one sat down. Like, we don't. How many messes are doing training on the mission, vision, guiding principles during the chief season? We do teach you the creed and shit, and we focus on the creed a lot.
Yeah, it was really,
but like, how much time
teaching the creed?
Yeah, how much time are we spending on that? But those are the criteria on which you're evaluated as a chief petty officer.
But even then,
so what the fuck?
Still, like, the teaching the creed still doesn't even really meet the mark entirely.
It doesn't. It's terrible.
Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I did this year for teaching the creed. I did the topic. One of the topics I did was the chief versus the E7.
Yep.
Topic.
Yep.
Which like is a good topic, but what it always devolves into, and I've seen this 3 years in a row now, where this topic always devolves into this like slang kind of thing we have, where we say like, oh, are you just a chief or just are you a chief? Or you just
it's the goatlocker.org fucking
the topic
stupid
isn't that.
shit.
The topic isn't that at all.
Yeah.
The topic is what makes a chief in the Navy different from an
E7 and other services. Yeah.
But the training always turns into this really derogatory sentiment that we have had forever in the Navy, which is, oh, if my first class sucks, my first class sucks, I'll just call him an E6.
Right, but that's
not what it is.
Primarily,
that's not what the training's about. The training's not about if the chief sucks.
But it kind of is. It kind of is. Let me explain. So it kind of is, though, because you're not even going to have this conversation if you don't have this perception that we're built different than every other E7 NCO and all the other services. And it's like, no, the fuck we're not. And honestly, there's a ton of comparisons that can be made that just make us look like fucking clowns in comparison to the NCO corps and other services. So it's like, there's that. But then on top of that, there's this goatlocker.org document that some dork fucking genned up that said, are you a chief or are you an E7? Which is just rooted in fucking leadership and competence and like this misplaced pride and doing this thing. And it's like, that thing has been like just absolutely woven into our identity as a or collective chief's mess, right? Like, or like Navy wide, as like, because I've been told it since from day one. Like, well, what's his deal? Oh, he's not a chief. He's just a fucking E7. And it's like hand to God, the first time I really confronted this idea is a Redditor called me out on that shit because I said it on a podcast. I said, well, that guy's just a fucking E7. And then he called me out on it and basically threw all the stupid bullshit in my face saying, like, Yeah, but to an E3, that guy's a chief. So what the fuck are you doing about it? It's your job in that organization to correct whatever's deficient in that person who's a member of your team that you're just dismissing as an E7. And that's bullshit. And I was just like, you're fucking right. Like, I shouldn't even say it because I'm shirking the responsibility that I have to unfuck that person and to teach them what right looks like and hold them accountable when they're calling outside the lines, blah, blah, blah. Right. To push them closer to this ideal that we have instead of just like dismissing them as, oh yeah, that's just the guy in the corner with a dunce hat on. It's like, no, you don't get to just say that, oh, well, because he sucks, he's not on the team. And that's not my problem because they're an E7, they're not a chief. It's like, that's some third grade fucking schoolyard playground logic, man. That's some bullshit.
It's the same thing as the whole, it's like the damn exec article, but it's in it's the other direction.
Yep. Right? But the problem, like the reason why I say the topic is kind of that is because that topic wouldn't even exist if that thing wasn't woven into our identity. All they did, because they did it with a lot of the topics, because the creed is largely dog shit, they tried to like warp these fucking excerpts into meaning something that's more professional and more like acceptable to like a traditional leadership development or management curriculum thing or whatever. They're trying to professionalize what is largely just dribble because they don't want to get rid of it because to them it's precious and it's like it's tradition and all that shit. And it's like, yeah, but it's fucking terrible. Like it's an objectively terrible document that you don't go away from reading the Chief's Creed understanding who we are and what we do, which is kind of the fucking point. So it's like, why is it even the creed? It looks like somebody saw a pinning script they really liked and got the assignment to be the creed writer. And they're like, oh, I'll just use this and retool it a little bit. And it's like, it's fucking terrible. And if you look on Navy History and Heritage Command and look at the older versions of it, it's way worse. Like it's gotten revised a handful of times since it was written in like the fucking, I want to say like the 70s. But, that's neither here nor there. There's a lot of the topics that are like that, but the difference between a chief and an E7 one, they took something that is part of the chief's identity, like the warped fucking nonsensical identity that we have that is rooted in a lot of that goatlocker.org bullshit, which is just so much of it is just fiction. Like our history is fiction until the tradition of change came out and until you do a lot of your own research. But like that exists because they are married to this idea as part of their identity in this collective organization, as that there is a difference between an E7 and a chief. And it's like, no, there's not. No, there's fucking not. You created that with your stupid goatlocker.org shit. And then you just want to keep it going, but you can't actually explain it to be what it is. You have to like, you take these excerpts out of the creed and then just warp them into meaning something that they don't actually fucking mean. And in lieu of just rewriting the creed to be a fucking thing that actually communicates an identity that is something we actually should be striving towards, that's like coherent and makes any kind of sense. And that is like rooted in the mission, vision, guiding principles instead of this just whatever the fuck that is. And it's like, because if you did a compare contrast with the mission, vision, guiding principles and the creed, like there's shit in the creed that does not align with the mission, vision, guiding principles objectively. So what the fuck does that exist for, and why hasn't it been updated? And then even worse, even more egregious, why are we teaching to the creed instead of the mission, vision, guiding principles, which is a document on which you're being fucking evaluated? Literally, like that's what they built the chief eval on. So how in the fuck are we teaching to the creed? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all, man. And so that's why, like, that's the heartburn I have over it, is like, no, that is what they mean. They just couldn't say it. So they had to find this weird workaround and like make up a bunch of shit that sounds like they're teaching you real leadership based on a concept that they don't want to let go of, but they don't have the competence to look at it and be like, no, that's actually bullshit, and we shouldn't be teaching to that at all. And I don't just mean the creed, even though that's like the umbrella of it. I mean like just that topic. Like they can't look at that and be like, no, that's fucking stupid, and we shouldn't even include that. Like there should be robust discussion on why that's bullshit. Like, and why that's destructive to the credibility of a chief petty officer. Like, mess why? You can't fucking put somebody in the corner. You can't. It's like the concept of acceptance being literal.
Well, it goes
right?
against it goes against everything else we teach during the season, right?
100%.
Everything else we teach during the season, it goes against that.
100%. And there are so many contradictions built into teaching the creed itself, and just the things we teach during the season that, and like, because again, if you're trying to filter, and I'm not even saying the mission vision guiding principles is perfect, but it's the only document you can go to and come away with any communication of an identity of who we are and what we do. Like, what are our pillars? Like, what are the things that a chief's supposed to be focused on? That's the only thing, that only source document you can go to that is like makes any kind of sense. It even comes close. And I think there's some really good things in that document, but like, that doesn't mean it's perfect. But it's like, Jesus fuck, man. Like, if you look at everything through that lens, a lot of the things are directly contradicting or in conflict with in some way that's pretty fucking important and like, you can't ignore it. You have to deal with that. And I don't think with the amount of hypocrisy that exists, or like just contradiction that exists, like, you gotta fucking fix this, man. Like, you gotta decide which one's the source document. Is it mission vision guiding principles that we evaluate chiefs on, or is it the creed? And then shit can the other one, redo the creed based on the new source document. And if you want to update mission vision guiding principles, cool, whatever, like, that's fine. But then if that's the source document, then you build from there. But like, you can't have it's like this scatter shot of like shit that sort of contributes to our identity, sort of doesn't, but then like we contradict ourselves and everything's in conflict all the time. And it's like, and like you're saying, like, we're one person during the chief season and we're a whole nother person or organization or thing not during the chief season. And it's just like, well, what the fuck, man? Like, you can't do both. And then you sit down and read your first chief eval and you're like, fuck is that? Like, I'm being evaluated on these things? Like, how am I being evaluated on these things when you're saying something totally different during teaching the creed in the chief season? You know, it's like, you got a battery issue apparently now. You got all the errors today, bro. Like,
oh my god,
plug some shit in.
Did it tell you that I have no battery?
You're breaking Riverside right now. It's so angry at you. It's like,
dude, this is a good dry run for me because I got some shit I need to do on my own. But I
highly recommend it, dude. If you want to,
the chief season shit, man. The training, like, it's like we can say we can make it as lofty as we want, and some of it's valuable and some of it's not, but you're going to have, like, there's always going to be, you're going to go through, there's going to be some valuable discussions that, like, you can take even the worst training, you can pull good things out of it, but that's all mess dependent. So if your mess sucks, then you're not going to get anything valuable out of it. If it's 3 dudes in a room with 2 chief selects, then how much value are they going to get versus if you got 80 people in the room and there's 10 smart people, but like, at the end of the day, even if the training, like, I think where the most value comes out of season is when you have people who know the sailors who are going through the transition well enough to hone in on what does this person really need out of this, and can focus on that for 6 straight weeks. And that's what I got. That I saw other people in my season get that. I've seen people in subsequent seasons get that. And though I think that's really, really good, and it helped me a lot. But at the end of the day, if the season sucks and we're not training right, people are just going to defer back to what they know. And for a lot of people, if what they know is bad leadership, they at least know what to steer away from.
Yeah, they regress to their lowest level of training.
Good leaders on bad leadership. I'm not saying that's a sustainable. That's not a solution. It's not sustainable.
I don't know. So I think a lot of the good ones that exist, they're the ones that encountered those anomalies that you're talking about, like either an anomalous mess, like a highly competent mess, or just a mentor that taught them what right looks like. And some of that could have been just like their context growing up, like,
because when you have skin in the game, like when you, like, that's what I think I owe most of my success to, is just the fact that I saw enough good and bad and had enough experiences that I at least had, like, my moral compass was developed enough that now I kind of understand, like, it's not just what's right and wrong or what's fair and not fair. It's like, what's best. What's best in the situation. What's best in any situation in, like, a leadership context is not necessarily like, what's best for the mission, or what's best for the sailor, or what's best for me. It's kind of a combination of all of those things.
Right.
But just experiencing them in the right way or the wrong way is not enough to grow like a leader. Some of it's just those types of like soft skills that you just can't necessarily teach people. And as long as we have people coming in the military that have the capacity to learn those things, they will do it on their own. But how much better would it be if what we were training on and what we were instilling in people, and this is why I love like ELD. And I think ELD is another one of those things where like a lot of it's dependent on who your facilitator is.
Yeah, you know? I'm sure.
But the fact that we're doing things, and this is again to go back on, like we keep talking, like the chief season is all about like us versus them and how we're better leaders, and I like the privileges. I think yes, but the responsibility is not necessarily different from other branches. But like what are other branches doing that we have really dragged our feet on doing? And that one of those really key things is developing leadership skills from the jump.
Yeah.
And in that way, I think the ELD thing is really great because we're saying, like, I remember doing, when I did petty officer indoc, when I made third class, I did it. It was like a whole week. It was a whole week in petty officer indoc, and I don't remember anything particularly valuable that I got out of it. But just the fact that the Navy was willing, I was on the boat, so like the Navy the boat let me go for a week just to learn shit about being a petty officer.
Yeah.
And
I mean, God bless that boat, man. I never got an indoc in my career. I got the first.
Well, a year later, we weren't doing it anymore, so it was just dependent on where you were at.
Yeah, it depends on who gives a shit. Because we did it on my last submarine. Me and another senior chief were like insisted on doing it, but they only gave us a day. They only gave us like 3 hours, and we're like, dude, it's supposed to be 3 days long. Yeah, I know, but like it's supposed to be 3 days long. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
For some people, it was a conversation with their cob that lasted 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was like a high five, and like, almost every CO is like, can we just not do it? And I frock them anyway, and they're like, yeah. And then they would just put it in fleet
like,
text.
I mean, you could say anything about like, well, I don't know. Honestly, again, I don't remember the quality of the training that I got. I don't remember anything about going through petty officer indoc, but like the fact that we're like, I can't tell you how many times I've heard people, especially like chiefs and above, complain about, well, the CNO or whoever has said that we're absolutely not going to budge on this 2025 requirement for ELD. And if your area has not implemented this effectively, that's your problem, not mine. But at the end of the day, like I think I've come to a place where I'm starting to.
I hope it's true.
I am appreciating that we've done that, because even though universally it sounds like to me that each area has kind of mismanaged that and is now finding themselves kind of under the wire to make sure they meet that metric. That the good thing is that we are digging our heels in and saying we are going to make sure that everybody has had an opportunity to have this training, and we're going to carry it. We're going to carry it forward, and we're going to continue making sure people get that, not just when they leave, not just when they make first class, but at every level.
I want to believe that it's true. Like, I really do. I want to believe it's going to be mandatory. I saw a post that said, like, hey, I want to believe it's mandatory, but the Senior Enlisted Academy has been mandatory for making Master Chief for like fucking 7 years. And they waive the requirement every year because there's not enough throughput or there's not the Senior Enlisted Academy does not have the capacity to get all the even provide the opportunity for all the eligible senior chiefs to go through to meet that requirement.
Do any of the advance to promote positions go through that, or do most of them
go through SEA?
Yeah,
I don't know. To my knowledge, SEA is optional. Is effectively optional because they waive that requirement for everyone that's not going to,
or whatever that's called.
The only mandatory path that I'm aware of is COB CMC. Like, you have to attend both the regular course and the additional COB CMC course to be able to go be a COB CMC or a command senior chief or whatever. But like, to my knowledge, like, they only have ever made it mandatory to make Master Chief, but then they've just waived the requirement every year because the Navy is not willing to give the Senior Enlisted Academy any more money to expand their ability to put people through. And it's like, if you're going to insist on in-residence attendance, then you would need to build another one on like the West Coast or something. Like, there's just you're not going to be able to accomplish it. But if they eventually do something through like the Navy Community College or something, because like I did my first 6 weeks, I think, through Blackboard function. Like it was effectively online college, and I did it. And then I went in residence for 3 weeks, and it was amazing, and I loved it. And even the online part was good.
I'm in USMCC and I don't like it.
I have no experience with it. So like, I don't know. And I'm sure they're working out kinks still, but like the Blackboard functionality they had at SEA when I went through in 2013, I think it was good. I thought it was fine. But then with the functionality we have now, because I did a whole bachelor's degree at Excelsior before I retired for like organizational leadership. It was like military leadership, I think, or whatever. But, it like the Canvas functionality and like all the online learning stuff that they have, like it's so easy to use and intuitive and stuff most of the time that like this shouldn't be difficult. Like just like the Navy making functional apps shouldn't be difficult. Like just fucking pay a smart kid to do it. Like just because all the apps we have except for like a couple aren't even useful.
Oh,
like
no,
the nav admin. Yeah, the nav admin viewer is cool, but I think that's a third party app because they started trying to like charge money and shit. And then
the shit we do with developing like apps and websites and shit, I don't understand.
It's terrible.
Have you looked at? I've been talking shit about this for like the last 3 weeks. Have you seen when you go to my.navy.mil and you look at quick links? Now there's a quick links new and a quick links classic.
I haven't looked.
Do you remember going to quick links and looking?
Yeah.
Well, there's a new version of it. And when you click on quick links from my.navy.mil, you can
like for My Navy HR, you mean, or
no, like what used to be I don't forget what it used to be called.
My Navy Portal or whatever.
It used to be My Navy Portal, yes.
Yeah. Is it something else?
Go to quick links, and everybody bitches about like quick links. It just has the acronym, and the acronym is the link. And then if you click the down arrow, it kind of explains what it is. But it's like it's just a list of acronyms.
Yeah. I know exactly.
But now everybody, it's painful, but everybody now knows what it is. So now they've got this new thing called Quick Links New. You can click on it, and when you click on it, it's garbage. It's not intuitive. It doesn't look the new thing. It's just Quick Links New. And I was like, oh, cool, a new Quick Links. And I clicked on it, and I was like, this is trash. This is so bad. And it's like, it's not even all on the same page. You have to click through like multiple pages of shit.
Yeah,
and we didn't make it better at all.
And
we paid somebody to do it.
Yeah, and that's what I don't understand.
Fucking make it worse. Like,
what I don't understand is like, because what I perceive, I'm certainly not an expert on government contracting, but I'm currently a government contractor, and I've seen enough of government contractors work, and kind of like I understand a little bit about how it happens, and it's like there are like government contracting like hubs where they're like, hey, we need somebody to do this, and so all these government contractors bid on these available contracts. They don't go to like an app developer and say, hey, I heard you're fucking awesome at this. I want you to make me an app doing this. And then they just pay whatever that guy costs or whatever that because they're so great at what they do. I'm not taking the lowest bidder. I'm going to go to a person that's highly competent and say, hey, can you do this for me? And then just pay them. And it's like, the idea being that you're going to save money by letting people bid on it and finding somebody that can do the thing for the lowest price. It's like, yeah, but they suck. And
but the things you could pay way less to get a better product. And that's part of why
unusable most of the time. So we're wasting money that could have just I think it's a process problem, not necessarily like I don't have a problem with the government paying some smart kid to do something. Obviously, like I want them to do that. I would love for them to cut me a check to do leadership development content. I would love and not even just me, like cut Jocko a fucking check. Let Echelon Front fucking be, and they were gonna do something with him at one point. They announced it on fucking All Hands magazine shit and all this stuff that Jocko was gonna like develop all this leadership content for us, and then it never happened. And I wonder why, because he probably got bogged down in the fuckery that is government contracting. And Jocko's probably like, you know what? Fuck off. Like, I don't need this drama in my life.
Well, I had some experience with this in the last year where we have, the Navy has we have a program, there's a company called Tech Solutions.
Mm-hmm.
If you're familiar, Tech Solutions is the organization where you have an idea as a sailor for like a technology, like a hardware or a software or something that will make.
Is this like, did it used to be the innovation office or whatever?
Yes.
They used to have this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you would propose this thing and say, hey, this is, I need this thing. This would make our job so much better. It would save us time, save us money, whatever. And I went through this process a little over a year ago where we have this, it's really not even worth going into the minutia of it, but we have like, really we were looking for a product that would help us with administrative tasks for all of our student and staff tracking at Subschool, which we're the second largest training command in the whole Navy. And the way that we are doing things, the way that we track, we have student records and all the stuff that we track is all basically done through like Microsoft Access. In some form or fashion.
Dude, we did that at the A school. Same shit.
And it's like, and every department at the command has a different way of doing it, and or like a different Microsoft Access database. And the problem is that how many people in the Navy have you met that have any training in Microsoft Access?
I have zero experience with it. I just knew how to use this product
what was there. That's 10 years old or 50 or however old, and it works well enough, but then it breaks. And you have to figure out who do I have that's smart enough with this thing to fucking fix it.
Right, which I mean, nowadays I bet you it's almost zero. Like
somebody
who the
always
fuck knows
we
how
always
to do
find
that now?
somebody who can fix it. And I was like, hey, we would like to have this thing that does this way better, and it would be web based, and it would be so easy. And I know I'm in IT, so I know enough about it to know this would be very easy for somebody who's skilled to develop it. It would be and it would be universal. Everybody uses the same thing. It all goes in the same database. You just click a button to transfer a student from one command or one code to a different code until they're gone. And it would be so nice. And then we have this company that comes in that says, oh, well, if we're going to bid on it, then this or that, it's going to take us this much to develop and all this stuff. And they're not the experts in this. And the reality is I specifically said this in an email where I was like, look, I could pay somebody on Fiverr $1,000.
And it'd be done in a week.
And it would be done, and it would do it exactly. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to have fucking logos. It doesn't have to have any of that shit. It just has to be web-based where I can access it from home. It can be, a PIV cert protected thing where I have to have a CAC to log into it. And it would be so simple to make. I know it would be simple to make. But the companies that would bid on it are not going to make it easy. Some dude
in fucking Ukraine on a $200 laptop and bang that shit out in a week.
And it's not, and what the frustrating part is that I know how easy it would be for us to get to that solution, and we just don't have the framework to make that change. And it's not. And this is just the same as the conversations we're having about like leadership and anything else, where the path of least resistance in the real world is so different than the path of least resistance in the DoD to make things better. It's not just,
but like,
I know
it begs the question,
there are very easy solutions to make this better, to make our training better.
Why? I don't understand why it's so difficult. And I'm sure there, like, I'm not saying like
it's contracting and
I'm not saying it's as easy as like waving a magic wand, because I'm sure it all, like, if you chased it up the chain enough, you'd end up at like congressmen wanting jobs for their district or some bullshit like that. It'd be some weird fucking bureaucratic bullshit answer that like the reason why it's so onerous for somebody like you to get something done is like you chase it up the chain fucking long enough, it's going to be some dumbass who is making decisions based on things that have nothing to do with your daily routine or how you get shit done or whatever. And then, it's like, it becomes this super complex, unnecessarily painful bureaucratic process because banana, and it's just
and to the extent that I even broke it down, I got enough data for this thing that I proposed that I was able to break it down to the level of that I quantified how it could affect attrition. Attrition. And in an environment where recruiting and retention are so bad that we are compromising in every area.
Didn't you hear, dude? We met goal, bro. Dude, recruiting's fucking doing great.
I could just with an administrative tool, I could reduce attrition, and I proved it to them. And it wasn't enough for them to bite. And it just, and they were like, well, it's not that we don't think there's value here. It's just that we prefer to work in these arenas. Which was a wild.
What does that even mean, dude?
We were like, we really want a more. We want
to get soccer kicked in the dick every day, sir. All right.
We prefer to solve problems that require us to build hardware. I'm like, I'm sure you do hardware.
Because there's a glitch in the. I texted Damo and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. And he goes, for what? And I was like, the whole fucking episode, I was going. Like I was a fucking cokehead and I was just like taking bumps off screen or something. And I was just like, I didn't even realize I was doing it because like when my nose is on one, it's just like it becomes this unconscious tick almost because it just my nose is always doing something. It's just the post radiation side effects and surgery and scar tissue and all the fuckery. It's like my nose is just weird. And so like, and it's been weird because like when the seasons change, it gets weird too. Like where sometimes the way they explained it to me, and I'm probably butchering this. If there's any like oncologists in the audience, I'm sorry, but like they explained like when you get nuked from the neck up, it's like your mucous membranes, your tear ducts, your saliva glands, just like everything gets nuked and gets all fucked up, and it like starts doing weird shit. So like sometimes I have really thick mucus and it feels like I have like postnasal drip constantly, but that's not what it is. It's just my mucus glands are fucking retarded now and they just start doing crazy shit. And like same thing with like sometimes my body's just like, we're gonna generate a ton of snot, and I get my nose starts running like a 5-year-old, and I'm just like, I can't, like I'm constantly blowing my nose or sniffing or whatever. And I had something going on while I was doing that episode and I didn't even realize I was doing it. And then when I went back and watched it on YouTube, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm so sorry, dude. Terrible. Like the comments section's about to just be like, what is this fucking guy's deal? Like, is he fucking snorting coke? Is he fucking like, what the fuck is he doing? But it was brutal for me because it was me. I'm like, it probably isn't as bad for regular people. I don't know, but like
maybe I didn't even realize it was like that. I was just so spoiled on like.
Yeah,
some of the other
so used
some of the others like Discord where
you
never hear that shit, and then we recorded something and it was just my raw audio file with like a somewhat nice microphone. I was like, this thing is listening, like I could hear myself scratching my ass over the microphone.
There's something to be said for like there's particular microphones aren't great for podcasting in particular. Like people used to recommend the Blue Yeti constantly, and that thing picks up fucking everything. Where this one, it picks up my voice, and so like if I'm doing stuff with my nose, it's gonna pick that up. I guess it doesn't pick up breathing noises.
Not your washing machine chiming in the background.
Yeah, or even when my dogs are in the room, unless they're barking, it's not gonna pick any of that up. Like it is very sensitive, but it's very good at like filtering out ambient noise or just not, I don't know, like if you're not speaking directly into it, it's just not going to do that.
That's what I like about this. So, I did some research and I bought the Rode pod mics for the shit that I want to do next year.
Well, and they've come so much further since podcasting has blown up that everybody is catering to podcast. Like even this microphone's not built for podcasting, but now Shure, the brand, builds them for podcasting. Yeah. And like this one is such high, like a high end microphone that it's like it's just great at it because it's great at everything. But like they make this is a SM7B, like the Rogan mics, but like the MV7 is purpose built for podcasting. It's a USB mic, and they built it because like this one I have like an XLR interface, and then I had to get a cloud amplifier thing too because it would be underpowered otherwise. Whereas the MV7, you just plug right in and go, and it's great, and it's purpose built for podcasting, and it's like that's what I tell people to buy now. I'm just like get you one of these because it's designed for that, and then you can go on the road and do shit too, and you can blah blah blah. Like I'm planning on getting some. I'm on the fence between MV7s and like Shure makes like I forget, I don't know how to say this, but like a lavalier microphone or whatever, the one you like clip on your shirt, and because I want to do. I've always had this desire to find like old crusty vets of like Vietnam, Korea, whatever, that have just crazy stories to tell. But they're not going to get on here and do this. Like I'm going to have to go to them and just sit where they are and talk to them. And I'll just clip the microphone on their shirt and just go. And it's like, I think it'd be really fun to do some of that.
Yes.
But I need a mobile setup to do it. And so like, I'm waiting for another podcast check to drop so that I can buy, because they're expensive. Fuck, like a 2-pack of those lavalier Shure microphones are like $400. I'm like, God.
I've got the DJI wireless lavalier mics that like people use for a lot of the like a lot of the content creators use them. They have like the little it's like the little wireless fuzzy microphone. But they're battery powered. So like they wouldn't work for a podcast where you're going to sit there for an hour to 3 hours of just talking. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they would, but I wouldn't trust it. I trusted my plugged-in laptop for this conversation, and it died. It's like that's why I bought this thing. That
you had more problems than that, but that's why
fair. I bought this thing that was totally offline. So I was like, how can I get a nice quality thing with something that just works without me? Like if I just plugged it in a van and I clip 2 microphones to the table and talk into it, and it records everything onto an SD card, and I can just edit it later. And then that's why I like this, because I'm figuring out how it makes sense. Sucks.
Well, it makes sense for the road trip like environment, that you're going to be in. Like if you're going to be mobile and you're not going to have a studio of any kind, and so you're not going to be able to like you could build a setup like this in a van, but they'd have to be in the van for you to be able to do it.
Well, I got some inspiration from the other people that do this. Like Steve-O's a great example. Steve-O's got a fucking podcast that he runs out of a van that he drives around the country. And I was like, shit, I could fucking do it. Wouldn't be as nice, and I wouldn't have people helping me with it, but like I could do it.
Yeah.
I told Bob, I told Bob I'd sit down with him when I come out there.
Oh yeah, you fucking sit down with me too, bitch. Don't think you're fucking.
It'd be nice to sit down in person finally.
Yeah, we could do it in here. I have a second microphone. There's some shit I would need to do to get it all to, because like I don't know what happened, but I ran like the cords for the headphone monitoring and for the mic, and the mic works fine, but the headphone monitoring cords,
have you done like in-person stuff?
What do you mean?
Like 2 people in the same room?
I've only done it like twice, and it was Bob was definitely the first one, but we were still doing it this way too. Like he was in the room with me, and then we had other people on with us. I've only done it like once or twice, maybe, and I think it might have been Bob.
Because the one we did with the one we did with Bob was fun, but it was also like we were in Bob's cold garage in October.
Yeah.
It could have been better.
He did one here, and then I did one with I'm struggling to remember to like deep cut this name. I think his name's John, and he did I don't know if he still does it. It was a few years ago, but he did a podcast called Idiot Friends, and it was just like him and his buddy being crazy. And he came over and we did one together because he lives locally, or at least he did at the time. But he was like a Navy chief or senior chief, surface side. But yeah, good dude. But yeah, I've only done a few. I thought I would do more, and I just have this thing too about like because I also need to do something with the camera setup to be able to accomplish it for YouTube, and I only have the one camera right now, so it kind of fucks it up. So I'd have to figure that out. I have to basically just get another camera. And,
then it's twice as much editing too.
Set up more or less. Well, kind of. I mean, like it would be similar to this because I just side by side it. Like I don't think I'd do the cut scenes like a lot of people do. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's like the part of an evolution that hasn't happened yet. Like I'm sure I'll get to that point. But honestly, most of the people I talk to in this way it's going to be remote no matter what, just because that's how the world is, like, I think what I'll probably do is take, like I have a second Canon G7X that's not capable of because there's still a workaround for this one for making it like a webcam, but I have a second one and it shoots great video, and it's for like more for vlogging and shit than it is for like streaming or this kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I'll just take that camera and get just the video, and then I'll just overlay the audio. But I'll probably do it in a way where there's just one shot of the two of us, and hopefully, it works. But I guess I could take both of them. I have two, and then I could get 2 angles and then edit it together, I guess. I'm willing to do that kind of heavy lifting for those types of things. Like I've reached out to, there's a local veterans home that I've reached out to several times about not just doing shit like this, even though that was the first few times, but like just volunteering, and they're not great at responding. So I'm going to walk in there one of these days soon and just ask to be a volunteer. And then once I'm like in, I'm just going to be like, so I do this thing. And I'd really, if they're willing, I'd really love to, because it's like, part of why I want to volunteer is I just want to sit there and talk to them. Like, I just want to like be around them and talk to them and read to them if that's what they want or whatever.
Well, they're not going to be around forever until eventually they're going to be you and you're going to be all done talking.
Yeah, well, fair, but I would love to capture those stories before I got the idea because my wife's grandpa was a Korean War vet in the Army, And we went and visited him in Iowa not long before he passed away, like maybe a year before he passed away. And we were at this like shitty Mexican restaurant that somebody picked. And so I wasn't even like into the food anyway, but like he's, for whatever reason, he knew I was a veteran, or, well, I mean, I was active duty at the time, but he knew who I was and what I did and whatever. And so like I guess he felt comfortable sharing, but like he just started telling me about his experience in Korea, and I mean, he was talking about all of it, like all the details, like good, bad, and holy shit.
We're like, you wish you had a microphone afterward?
Fuck yeah, dude. I was riveted. It was like an out of body experience almost, like, cause it was like, there's just something so like just different about like when those dudes are telling those types of stories, and you can tell they're being like vulnerable with you and like telling you shit that they don't normally talk about. And that was the kind of shit he was telling me, and I was just like, God,
a lot of times like that too, if they're telling you stories like that, like for sometimes it's like they haven't told those stories in a long time.
Or they haven't like thought about it, like relived it in that way out loud. Like, and I was just like, I remember it felt like I almost like lost time. You know what I mean? Like I was just so focused on what he was saying, and he was, you know, he was old enough that like the way he speaks, he was speaking kind of softly, and like, you know, like they kind of don't enunciate their words like they used to. So I was so dialed in because I really wanted to, like, I didn't want to make him repeat himself, and I damn sure didn't want to interrupt him or stop him.
You're like exhausted afterwards from paying like such close attention?
It was intense. It was wild. I was like, fuck. The only similar experience I've ever had is I did the James Parlier podcast was kind of like that. It was like emotionally taxing because he was telling me all the things about the Cole bombing and everything.
Yeah.
So, like if you haven't listened to that one, you should go listen to it. It's intense. But then the one that it's called because it's their nonprofit's name. It's Project Refit. And he's an Army combat vet, and he's got a wild story. Like he's been blown up multiple times, been in a shitload of firefights, and just like him telling his story of not just that, but then the mental health stuff afterwards, which is kind of what he focuses on. Is their mission statement is effectively just combating isolation amongst veterans. And I really I love everything about what they do. If you want to support them, like a veteran nonprofit, Project Refit's the one to fucking support. But that podcast I did with Dan, first it was this weird like instant connection where I just like felt like this dude. I felt like I knew this dude my whole life. Immediately upon like launching into this conversation, and then we did like 3 hours or whatever, and god damn, that kid is just like, it's all authentic. You can tell he's not telling his story because he's trying to like get followers or something, but like he really is passionate about what he's doing, and he's even living it. Like I want to say he either just got employed as like a peer counselor or as an actual mental health counselor. I think he got employed as a peer counselor at the VA, and he's going to school to be like a licensed mental health counselor to work with veterans too. And obviously he'll probably do some of that through the nonprofit, I would imagine. But like, yeah, I mean, they developed an app with Drexel University that's fucking nuts, and they just have to figure out how they're going to fund like the upkeep of it. But it's just that podcast was like that, where I mean, I came away like emotional. Like I was like fucking half crying, half just sharing with my wife afterwards, trying to relay what just happened. I was like, holy shit, that was a really intense one. But that's the closest, like, it wasn't the same thing, but it was the closest thing to like that experience. Like sitting there listening to him tell that story was nuts. And so I just remember from that moment, I'm like, I got to do this shit on the podcast. Like I gotta go find these people and get these stories. And like, those Coast Guard dudes that I used to do some stuff with, Phil's retired now. I'm pretty sure the podcast's shuttered, but they used to do that. They had to go out pod, and it was stories of like Coast Guardsmen that were going out and doing the real shit that you see in movies. Like, and they had the crazy stories, and some of them were like, I don't know if they call their Medal of Honor a Medal of Honor. I don't know. It might be like a Medal of Valor or something like that, but whatever it is, like dudes that had received that award for doing Coast Guard shit, because they're not a combat oriented service. So you would think it would be slightly different,
right?
Even though the Medal of Honor proper for the military services used to be just heroic acts. So like there's a lot in the history as you go back. There's a lot that they earned the Medal of Honor just for life saving, like just for doing something heroic. but not in combat. And then they changed it to a combat specific award and created the Navy and Marine Corps medal and all that shit. But yeah, I mean, that those kind of stories, like I remember listening to some of their episodes just to kind of like get some context, and I remember like being like, holy shit, this is cool, because it's like living history, like they're talking to dudes that did it and they're not retired or whatever, and just capturing their actual experiences instead of just reading about it in a history book or what on History and Heritage Command or whatever.
Right.
It'd be dope to sit here and listen to like Henry Brialt tell us about how he fucking did all the things that day and how he felt and what he was thinking and blah, blah, blah. And like, if I can do that for just for dudes, because there's plenty of like dudes that did absolutely insane shit that you'll never hear about. And so like, yeah, that'd be fucking cool too, to like capture some of those stories and experiences. And even just to learn about, I've always wanted to find like a Vietnam era chief just to find out like, what was it like? What was chiefing like? What was the culture of a chief's mess like?
Right.
Like, what was the season like? Even though I can read about the season itself, it's like, what was all that shit like for you? And like, what were your values? What did you care about? What did you devote the lion's share of your time to? Like, blah, blah, blah. So that'd be fire. I've tried, like, my dad is a Vietnam vet and he's in some groups on Facebook, and he found one that's a bunch of old like destroyer sailors, and there's this dude that he's like a history guy, and he's always posting these like history posts in the group and all this shit. And he told me to reach out to him, but like reaching out to somebody like that through Facebook, it's like fucking, I might as well send smoke signals. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they kind of know how to use it, but like he never got back to me. And I think I commented on one of his posts and he said, email me. And I said, what's your email address? And he gave it to me, and I never heard back from him. And I'm just like, all right, you know, like I think I need to go find these people in real life and be like, hey, like I'll come to you, I'll bring all the equipment, I'll do all the things.
Which shouldn't be too hard, because you know where a lot of them are going to be congregating.
Yeah. And I need to like get into like some of the organizational places too, and just ask like, you know, like American Legion or something, or like VFW or whatever, where like people hang out, and just be like, you know, because like I'll talk to Joe Blow too. Like I'm not looking for just the ones that did crazy shit. Like I just want to know, like I think it'll be fun to learn about like just how it's changed over time, and really talk to some of the people that were out there doing the damn thing. Like for instance, when I was in Richmond, we did the chief season with fucking recruiters, and it was as bad as you probably just autofilled in your head. But we had my buddy Tony went through the chief season in Iraq, and he was a master guns at the Marine Corps side. And he had a bunch of buddies in DC. And so he got us in to see a show done by like the Marine Corps drill team and the president's own band and stuff. And so we went to that show just to see them do their badass performance. And this bus like offloaded a bunch of senior citizens at like a tour group. And we're like, oh, cool. They like the retirement home. It was like I think it was a veteran like retirement home. And they brought them all to see it, the same show. And we had all the chief selects with us because it was during the chief season, and we were all in khakis. And this little old lady in these fucking overalls and like slippers and shit. I mean, this chick, she might have been 5 feet tall. Like she was a little tiny human. Comes up, pulls on the sleeve of my khakis and goes, excuse me, are those all chief selects? And I said, yes, ma'am. And she goes, don't call me ma'am, I work for a living. And I was like, what the fuck? And she was a retired command master chief. She was the first female command master chief of an aircraft carrier.
Wow.
And I was like, I want to talk to you about so much shit. And I like immediately was like, oh my God. I was like, get up here, come talk to these chief selects. And I've got this dope picture of like her in the middle of this like school circle of these chief selects, and she's literally looking up at them because she's so little, and she's like knife handing them as she just dispenses knowledge. It was so fucking cool, man. And like the chief selects were just beside themselves. I think a lot of the chiefs were even just like riveted by holy shit. And it was just like happenstance. You know, we just ran into her at this thing, but fuck, it was cool. And I'm like, if people like her are at these retirement homes, dude, like sign me the fuck up. I want to go like be in that environment just to be a volunteer and be helpful. But also I would really love to capture some of those.
Yeah. How many other people will you stumble onto like that are like somehow super like groundbreaking or trailblazing or special in their own way? And you're like, but holy even shit, I have to talk to you because of this thing.
Yeah. I'm an introvert, even though a lot of people that know me don't like assume that, because I have learned extroversion is what I call it. Just like as a chief, I just had to fucking do that, or that's what I thought anyway. But there's this lady, I've told my wife about it a few times. Like I've seen this older woman. She's got to be like in her mid 70s. And I see her at the commissary now and again, and she's just like Sailor Jerry tattooed everywhere. And I'm just like, she got out of like somebody dropped her at the curb of the commissary, and it said like, I think it was a chief and veteran stickers or something. And I'm like, please be the veteran. Please be the veteran. But I'm like, because like, how fucking dope is that? Like, there's got to be a story here. Yeah. But I've been a bitch about it, like about asking her, like, excuse me, were you the veteran? And like, because a lot of female veterans get real pissed that like people assume their husband is the veteran when they have shit like that on their car. And I'm like, with her tattoos and shit that she is not afraid of displaying, I'm like, she's gotta be the one. And I'm like, this story's gotta be nuts. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna do it eventually. I'll work up the courage eventually. But next time I see her, I'm gonna force myself, because I'm like, like, well, yeah. And it's like, like she could, like, old people pass away all the time, so like I might miss the moment, and that story's got to be so fucking dope, dude.
You got to shoot your shot.
Like, I'm gonna next time I see her at the commissary, I'm gonna be like, excuse me, ma'am, I have some pretty weird questions for you. But yeah, because like that would be like a woman in the Navy that long ago. That story's got to be batshit. I'm like, I'm so in on that, and her tattoos are lit, dude. You'd fucking love it. So I'm like, this is gonna be. I hope that'll work. Yeah, I know, dude. I hope that one works. But yeah, it's like, because like you see the old guys shuffling around the commissary sometimes, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I had a lot more of them stop me when I was in uniform. I had a really interesting dude that was a retired master chief that worked in like submarine rescue. And he stopped me because I had a DSI pin on, and he's just like, where? And he had some hoodie on that was like indicative of him having been involved in like submarine rescue operations and stuff. And I was just like, he stopped me and he goes, where do you work? Do they have submarine rescue stuff here? And I was like, oh no, I earned it at Devron 5. And I kind of explained it, and he was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. And then he kind of told me what he did. And I like, that would have been another one. Like, he was probably only like 60 something, but his story would have been fire. And I think he was a sonarman, but he worked a lot in that area. And I'm
you
like,
gotta get your setup locked in so that when you start encountering these people, you can be like,
I know, just have it in the car.
I want to talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, I will come to, well, like, I'll make time, whatever, wherever, sign me up. Like, yeah, I really do. I really fucking
Maybe you need to build a van.
Dude, I've been in that, like, yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier, but I've been in that like universe on YouTube a ton for the longest time. I would love to do it someday. Just even if it's just for her and I to take road trips, or maybe if we have kids, like for the family to just go camping or whatever.
You'd love it, dude. But, like, I think like most people, there's so many people that I know that like don't get it. Like my parents, it took them a while to come around and get it, because they're like, what do you mean there's no, like, it's an RV, but there's no shower? And I'm like, well, I have a sink with running water,
shower,
and I've got a rinse kit, and I've got 10 gallons of fresh water and a pump, and it's not heated water, but I also have a stovetop I can heat water up on. And
but you could just stop at a gym too, dude.
And then, but like, you got gyms, you got truck stops, but I'm like, I have options, and I've got plenty of. I can stay clean. I can stay very clean. But they're like, they don't get. They're like, well, an RV has like a shower with hot water, and I'm like, yeah, but an RV has all the water tanks are underneath, and they freeze in the winter. And you know, all these other things, and they're like, they just don't get it. And then, but I'm like, if you ever spent months and months and months on a submarine, or all my friends that have like, all my friends that are like boots on ground guys that have been overseas are like, dude, this is so bougie. Like, you can stand up inside of it. The bed's comfortable as shit. Like, you just park and you shut the curtain and you get in the back and nobody knows you're there. It's just fucking awesome. It's so nice, dude. It's been so great.
It's sick.
It's the creature comforts are very high. Depending
a lot of the builds
your...
do the outdoor fucking shower thing to like rinse off their mountain bikes and themselves and their gear.
It's not heated, but like, I think that to me, that's like,
it's fine.
That's bougie. for camping, you know, but like people are like the types of people that are old, like the older people, especially that are like used to like RVs and campgrounds and stuff. I'm like, no.
Right.
I don't go to campgrounds. I park in the city. I park on the street, and you would never know that I'm there.
Right.
But I'm in the back, like burning the flick,
gaming,
or you know, cooking dinner and shit.
Yeah.
It's great. It's
There's a lot of builds. There's a lot of builds that even incorporate like showers and shit. Like you can do it. You just have to sacrifice
the only reason I didn't
space.
put a shower in is because I wanted more horizontal space. Like I have a really big kitchen because I was like, dude, if I build a shower, I spend all this money and time building a shower that's like, you know, actually waterproof. It's not going to like rust and mold, and all that stuff. And then I'm going to use it like every now and then.
Occasionally, yeah.
And everywhere you go, there's a truck stop with showers that cost $10.
Well, like some of the people that do it, like, and the outdoor shower still applies, but like the people that do it, it's like
either. That's the biggest difference. I'm not full time.
Yeah, well, they're full timing and they're traveling to like South America.
If I sold all my shit and was going to live in this thing for a year, I would want a shower probably.
Right. And
even just
like
as
a lot of the
place
people
to hang my wet shit to dry.
Yeah. But a lot of the people that do it, like, and they're like out mountain biking or surfing or whatever, it's like the outdoor shower is warm because they're in South America. Like they're in fucking Belize surfing or they're somewhere mountain biking in the desert or whatever. And it's like, but it's warm. So I just use the outdoor shower.
Like I can boil water and I can put it in the rinse kit and I can have a not cold shower. It's not luxurious, but it's not. It's not. You wouldn't want to hang out in it.
Yeah.
But it'll get you there.
The cold shower, unless you're in winter conditions, it's like, dude, I built a cold plunge. I get in it every day. It's like 42. Today it was like 42 degrees, 43 degrees. And it's like, I could, like, it's not pleasant, but I could stand there and wash myself.
What'd you build your cold plunge out of? Like a trough?
No, I bought a deep freezer. Like to me, I went through a lot of the DIY methods and I was going to do like a Yeti cooler but everything that you have to buy a chiller for makes the build almost as expensive as buying a pre-built unit. And so then I'm like, man, fuck it. I like doing this so much. I'll just buy one of the pre-built units. But then I was like, I wanted to put it on my back deck, and the pre-built units that aren't like $6-7 grand, it's like the chiller wasn't internal to the unit and the unit wasn't insulated. It was like a stock tank with a chiller. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is stupid. So then I like went into all these DIY groups, and like to me, the best method is the freezer because the chilling part comes built in. It's already kind of insulated because it's a freezer. It's got a lid on it already, and it's like waterproof. It's built to be wet. And so like the way I did it, because it's going to be on my back deck, is I just bought this 14.3 cubic foot freezer. And I bought mine brand new, even though you don't need to, because I wanted it to be reliable. And I did pond seal shit on the inside because it's the Pacific Northwest and everything's wet here. Yep. So it's like, it's going to be in my back deck. I want this thing as waterproof as possible. So I did pond seal on the inside, and like I caulked the seams first and plugged the drain or whatever. And then did pond seal on the inside, and I flex sealed. I got black flex seal spray cans and did literally the entire outside of the freezer because it's sitting on my back deck getting rained on. And then I just got the temperature control outlet thing. So you put like a probe in and it's taking the temperature of the water.
And it cycles it on and off.
And I plug the freezer into the temperature control plug. Yeah. And it only cycles it on when the water's not at the temperature I set the plug at.
You don't freeze a whole fucking block of ice into the thing.
Yeah, it would if you didn't use the temperature control thing. So yeah, it only kicks it on when it's not 45 degrees, I think is what I have it set at right now. And then I built you get these pumps, these like Danner pumps, and I got a whole house water filter and just PVC'd it all together. And so now I have an ozone unit as well. And so like I have that plugged into a power strip. So like when I get done, I plug the power strip in, the pump kicks on automatically. And then I turn the ozone joint on to like sanitize it. So it filters and sanitizes it. And then the temperature control thing plugged in separately for, like I unplug everything when I get in and then I plug it all back in when I get out, and it filters it for a few hours, and then I unplug that at night.
And you're probably into it for less than $1,000.
Way less. Like buying it brand new, because buying it brand new got me closer to $1,000, but I'm probably like $800 into it, $900.
Nice.
Into it, but only because like I did shit I didn't need to do. Like I could have got a used freezer. I probably didn't need to flex seal the outside, I definitely didn't need to pond seal the inside, even though a lot of people do. but I wanted it to be durable and last a long time. And because it's the Pacific Northwest, I'm like, bro, everything gets wet in this bitch. So I'm like, I want everything that can be flex sealed. So yeah, and it's great, man. I love it. I still I've replaced the pump once because I probably bought an undersized pump the first time around because I'm cheap and it was on sale. But then I bought the bigger one this time around, and then yeah, I mean that's really it, dude. Like I haven't really had to replace anything. I've only added functionality. Like when I first did it, I didn't have filtration or ozone, and I got the ozone first, I think, and that didn't really do what I was trying to accomplish. Because when I got 2 dogs and you jump in there, it gets full of shit real quick. Yep. And so I'm like, I just need filtration. So then I ended up building that, and it works fantastic. And it's not that hard to like change out the filter, and it keeps the water clean way longer. Because I got a submersible pump too, that to drain it, and then I scrub it out, and I got like just a small like wet vac that I suck everything out with, and then I fill it back up. But I was doing that like every 2 weeks probably, and it became a pain in the ass real quick. And so I'm like, man, this shit I should be doing this like every 3 months or more, because it's like if you're filtering it and you're sanitizing it, like theoretically you should never have to scrub it out, but eventually it does get nasty. So yeah, but yeah, I mean it's less than $1,000 for something I use every fucking day. That is like, I can't tell you what it does, dude. Like I talk about it.
Oh no, I've done them. I've done them.
Yeah, I'm just. Dude, everything. But like for my old ass, like
if I didn't live in a condo, I'd have one. I've got a tiny balcony, so I have nowhere to put one. But I've thought about like how could I? We thought about putting one in our guest room because we're like, dude, I fucking want one so bad.
It's if you got like a pre-built unit that was real Gucci, you probably could put it. You'd have to probably do some stuff just to make sure it didn't water damage anything, but it's not much different.
You just have to have really good filtration, because draining it and filling it in a place like this is really tough. I wouldn't want to fuck around with draining it like more than like a couple times a year.
Yeah, I mean the submersible pump that I got is great and it would work, but you'd either need to roll that hose off your balcony and just hope nobody's there, or it would need to like go all, like in the drain in the sink, because it that submersible pump cranks water out. So it's like, I don't know, man. Yeah, it'd be tough to not be able to just drain it in your lawn or something. Because like mine's on the back deck. I bought a pretty nice heater, and I'm gonna finish insulating my garage. And once I install the heater, I'm gonna move it into my garage, because there's something when it gets really good and cold outside, I don't want to go out there and do it. And like I can get down to like, when it gets down to like 50, like low 50s and it's raining, I'm like, fuck. And it rains constantly here. And it's like, it's not much worse. It's not like it's colder and wetter in the fucking plunge. So it's like, what are you being a bitch about? But also it just makes it a miserable experience. So I'm like, if I can put it in my garage, I would like to get to a point where I'm doing it in the morning instead of right now. I do it like in the afternoon usually. And I'd like to be starting my day with that and like yoga and go for my walk kind of thing, and then work out later in the day. And then I have like a little zip up sauna. Eventually I want to get like a real no shit sauna. But I'd like to be doing the sauna at night just because of the science behind like you plunge, it wakes you up.
Like having hot and cold at the house would be like ideal.
Yeah. But just the science behind it too is like the sauna will put you to sleep because you heat yourself up, so your body wants to, like your bodily functions start trying to cool your core temperature, which is what puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
And it's counterintuitive, but it's like making yourself hot like that is going to make you cool, your core temperature cool, so that you'll go to sleep and sleep better. And then in the morning, like when you make yourself cold, your body starts to heat you up, and that's what wakes you up, besides sunlight and other shit. But anyway, like, yeah, that's the idea and the hope, but like, I gotta like quit being a bitch about it. I gotta get it in my garage. So yeah, once I do that, I think I'll be able to do it pretty regularly in the morning, because I can get in it easy now. Like it's routine enough where I don't even really think about it much anymore. I used to have to like sit there for 10 minutes talking myself into it. Like, come on, quit being a bitch, get in it. Like, and I always got in it. Like if I put my board shorts and robe on, I'm getting in that motherfucker. But it takes me a while. I'm like sitting there talking it, rationalizing it, talking myself into it, and then I finally do it. But now I can just jump in. But if it was in my garage and I have like a little mini furnace cranking in there, like, yeah, that would be easy money.
It's not, not as daunting.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, fuck, if I can even, like when it's wintertime, if I can get it up to 60 degrees in my garage, like fucking, it's easy. It's easy. Because it's about that now. And usually the sun's out, kind of. But like, yeah, 60 degrees, that's fine. and I'm not getting rained on. Easy money. Got stereo out there too. Like, let's go. That's
shit,
that's
dude.
fucking
Super bougie.
Gucci. Bro, I should be yoked. I got a CrossFit gym in my fucking garage, man. That was like I used to use it a lot more, but kinda. But like, that was my thing when I moved here, was like in Virginia, I had this really, really great gym I was a part of that. And they were like my family, dude. Like we did everything together. They were all my friends. We were all really close. I was at these people's houses for like Thanksgiving and shit. Cause I was a single, living alone. I wasn't single, but I was living alone, so I didn't have anywhere to go on a lot of those holidays. But when I got here, I'm like, I want a home gym really bad. And so I dropped like fucking $5,000 on, I had a Rogue rig in my garage. Those ones that fold up against the wall, but I didn't like the squat rack. It was so far apart that when you would rack the bar, it was like the bumper plates would hit shit because it wasn't the right dimension. Like, it wasn't narrow enough. And so I fucking hated the squat rack, and I couldn't really fold it up because of the way my garage is laid out anyway. So like the whole point of it was stupid. And so I sold that and just got like a freestanding Rogue squat rack. And then I built like a Olympic weightlifting platform. And I got like a pull-up bar bolted to the wall. I got a dip station. I got the bumper plates mounted on the wall.
You got no excuse then.
I know. I got a Concept 2 rower and a fucking assault bike in the garage.
Oh,
I got everything you could ever need. I should be in freakish condition, like shape. I should be in such good shape, but I'm not. I'm working on it though. That's my next big hurdle, is I got to get in better physical shape. And I've kind of been like easing into it with the walking and the yoga and everything else. But now it's like, all right, bitch, now you need to go start throwing weight around again. So yeah. It's on the life's to-do list anyway. So do you have like a plan laid out? Or we never finished the thought because your thing ain't shit. What is the direction of 69 Fathoms going forward? Like, what is the identity?
Dude, so I archived all of the memes and stuff, and because I've been like thinking about it for months. So like, what am I gonna do? What do I want to do with it? Because like it is I started thinking about the fact that like the following is a very tailored. It's like it's only a few thousand people that follow it, but like it's a following that I don't think I could really buy.
Yeah,
because it's all people who like get the submarine shit, and I'm like, well, what can I do with it? Because I'm not as inspired anymore to make memes because like I'm not happy, So like,
I talked to Ellison about this a while back when he was having this like crisis of confidence or something about test depth and where it was going to go from here, kind of thing. And I told him then, and I don't think his like life is in a place where it makes sense for him to be the guy doing it. But like, I always told him, I'm like, dude, there is a lane for some kind of like I want to say lifestyle brand, but that's not quite what I mean. Like some type of, there's all kinds of shit out there for everyone else but submariners. And it's like, there's not like a submarine brand of whatever, like maybe a submarine, like that was why I love that they did the podcast. Cause it's like, there's not a lot of submarine specific podcasts. Like I don't even do it. Like, my context is submarine specific, but that's not who I'm aiming this at. And then there's not like apparel, like how you have like Grunt Style and fucking all those, there's 27 brands of there's 27 brands of Navy SEAL shit, and it's just like, even like they're Trick, small too.
Like Trick will share submarine stuff, but it's Trick just the nuclear Navy. So
but the nuclear Navy is a lot bigger than the submarine. Right. Yeah. So there's a way, way bigger following there, and they're really passionate. And I feel like the submarine Navy and sub-vets combined, it's a big fucking group of people, man. Like
it is
big group of people.
So like I've thought about sharing. I don't know. There's like a few.
I don't know what it would look like.
I've thought about sharing kind of like my journey of getting out. Like it is a very non-standard. Like I'm getting out of active duty at 15 years. Like that is a very
that's weird.
That's a very my buddy Josh path to take.
My buddy Josh did it as a senior chief at like he was at LS and he did it. He was at like 14. And he was like, dude, I just can't go back to another submarine. I just can't.
Yeah.
He's like, I get it, but I can't. And so he said he was going to finish up in the reserves. I don't know if he actually is or not, but I think he probably will. He's the kind of dude that.
Yeah, he kind of like it's kind of one of those things you have to. Because like as many times I told people like what my plan is, they're like, you only got 5 more years, and I'm like, dude,
That's a lot.
What we're talking about, one, I have a situation that kind of makes sense for, but two,
it does.
We're also talking about possibly the 5 best years of my life. I make the most money I've ever made.
Yep.
So I have the funds to do whatever I want to do. But also I'm in a point in my life where my body can still keep up with all the things that I want to do. I mean, I still skateboard.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
like I'm doing all the things that I want to do, and I have the money to do it, and the earning potential to do it, and I'm old enough. I'm old enough to have kind of like the mobility to do what I want to do, but I'm also young enough to like not. I'm not super in the weeds yet with like worrying about how I'm going to retire and shit like that. Like, I've got a pension locked down. Even as a reservist, I've got a pension locked down. I've got time to build another retirement
Jess has
account.
every intention of fucking doing 20 at least. So like,
we will quadruple retire. We will quad retire, and we'll be fine. But so like, it's not even just about the fact that like, oh, it's just 5 more years. Like it's potentially my 5 best years of my life.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's one of those topics where like when you start talking about it, people get
they get weird.
They get weird, but a lot of it I think is just an insecurity coming through of like that's been this is the thing that I've been talking about with people lately in the Navy of like, so we're in the next like 5 years or so we'll be done with all of the like the people that are making chief, like they're not going to be pensioners anymore. They're all blended. And one of the things we're going to see with blended retirement people as they're coming into leadership roles is they're not going to stick around just because, oh, I'm halfway there, I'm over the hump, I might as well stay.
I called it when they first rolled that shit out that they're going to have a crisis with manning and retention because
at the senior leadership level.
Because there's no reason to stick around. Right. And what you're seeing happen in addition to that is because the internet being the internet, man, it's like they're acutely aware of their earning potential on the outside.
Well, not just that, people are going to say, "Oh, well, the government's matching me
and
what
the quality
percent? I can double
quality of life.
I can take my whole retirement account and I can double my matching instead of sitting here for another 10 years and hating my life."
Why would I do that?
What
do they match for what do they match for blended?
5.
I don't know.
I think it's 5.
Dude. So they this is just my
friends get matched 12 and 13%.
Right. My little dumbass, like, so this is just like a thing, like a job. I'm not really saving for retirement with this job that I have. This is just money to do things and whatever. Cause it's like, I already have a pension. I already have disability. I already have TSP. I have a lot of retirement assets. And so like looking at this job, like they have a 401k with matching. And I'm like, I don't fucking need to do this. But then I was like, wait a minute. They're going to match it. That's free money. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck it. Why not? And so I looked into it and they match 100% up to 3%. And then they do an additional 50% up to 6%. So I just did 6%. And I'm like, it's free fucking money, dude. Yeah. Like, why would you not? Like, if you want to give me free money for not working and I don't get it till I retire. Like, whatever. I still get it. And so I'm just like, I'll take the free money.
We don't teach, and that's the problem with that's the problem with blended is like, I keep telling like the young people that come into sub school, I keep telling them like, if you manage your TSP well from the jump, you'll come out way better than me as a pensioner. God, yeah. But originally I used my first thought was like, oh well, the Navy's betting on people to not manage as well. But they're not, because the Navy doesn't give a fuck.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's not their money.
Right. The Navy doesn't care because once you're gone, you're gone. So
it costs less for them to match, and that's all they have to pay into it.
I realize now the Navy doesn't care whether you manage it well or not. The Navy knows that if you manage it well, you'll do well. But if you don't manage it well, it doesn't matter, because once you're retired, they don't have to take care of you anymore.
And the cost of the pension is way more. Like
we don't teach financial literacy at all. At all. And that's
dude, it blew my mind in TAPS. I think it's actually through INSEPS, but I might be wrong. But there's a calculator that tells you the value of your pension over the lifetime of it, and it'll give you the present day and then adjusted for inflation.
Yeah.
It's a present day in the class. My pension value was like 1.8 million.
Yeah, it's crazy
over the lifetime. So you sit there thinking about it. And you're like, I don't have to save for retirement at all. I got $1.8 million.
That's crazy.
And then adjusted for inflation, it was like 3.2. It was nuts. And that doesn't include disability money. That doesn't include any other, like my TSP. It doesn't include any of that.
We just don't teach young people how to look at finances. Like with the matching, it's like what you're saying, the 50% up to 6% is like, okay, figure out how much money that is, and then add that money onto whatever you think you make, because that's what you make. That's what you make. So it takes money to make money. So
saying nothing of compound interest that's involved in that money sitting in that 401k
whatever the
until I
government's
retire.
matching into your retirement, because people, the young people, we're not teaching them to look at their finances correctly, because they're looking at it in terms of like, oh, I'm spending this money on TSP, therefore I don't make this money, which is wrong.
Right.
And eventually you'll realize it, but if we teach it to them early on, then they'll think about their finances like that. I mean, I can't tell you all the crazy shit in the beginning when we first started talking about it. I was telling you, stories about kids shitting in a sink and whatever. Can't tell you how many stories I've got of these kids that come into the Navy and they're getting $35,000 to graduate boot camp. That's all they have to do is graduate boot camp. If I send them home, if I mask them and send them home, they keep that money. They don't pay it back. It's not like your nuke bonus.
Interesting.
They have to do to make that $35,000 is graduate boot camp. Once they graduate, that money's theirs forever. Now, if if they're getting a bonus for their rate, like some of them are getting $15,000 or however much money you have to graduate A school, and then there's more. You have to like go and do your shit. So it's not like if you fail, then you have to pay that money back, but not this boot camp bonus. So these kids come in with $35,000. We had a dude, we had a torpedoman student that I was talking to one of the chiefs about, who they were like, it's same thing. Instructors tell them to get a haircut, won't get a haircut. And then after a couple weeks of this shit, they start pulling the yarn on it, and they find out that the dude's not getting a haircut because he has no money. And then they're like, wait, how do you not have any money? You got $35,000 like 3 months ago. What'd you spend your money on? And among other things, he had spent $18,000 in 3 separate visits to the cabaret here in town.
Oh my god!
The gentleman's club, if you will.
Yeah. Is it still the same place, Gold Club or whatever?
It's the Minx. It's called the Minx Club now, but yeah, it's the same place. Same shit. Probably the same people, but like, and for $18,000, he never got his wiener touched.
Never.
Not
or anything else that's materially helpful to his life. Wow.
Nothing.
I watched that happen with nukes on deployment, dude. We'd be in like fucking, Okinawa or Saipan or whatever. And like, you'd watch these nukes that just reenlisted give fucking $10,000 to some chick that just sat on their lap.
And I'm not mad at the dancers about it either. They're just doing their job.
I know. Get that money, girl.
They're just doing their job. And the first time you walk in there and do that, the next time you walk in, they know exactly who you are.
Yeah, I remember thinking they were the dumbest people in the world when I was a baby, dude. Yeah. When I was like a 19-year-old E4, I was like,
but we've got upwards of 2,000 students here, and in a year from right now, it'll be a whole different 2,000 students, and I don't have enough people to be intrusive enough with them to catch the shit before it happens,
And I love that they think that like the life skills stuff that the NMT staff's supposedly teaching, even though I don't think they are, is going to like be enough to like make that not happen.
Well, part of it is because we can't have real conversations about it, it's this thing about, it's the same shit. Like, we've got integrated, the schoolhouse is integrated. So we've got female students, which I'm a believer in EWIS, but like because we're so concerned about saying the wrong thing, we can't have real conversations that could really be helpful. Like, we should be able to have conversations about shit and where you eat. We should be able to have conversations about how the local strip club knows who you are when you walk in, and they're going to get your money, and you're going to regret it after. And I can't go in there and talk to him about shit like that because I can't.
A lot of the car dealerships that are predatory, like, unless they broke the law, which they know the law, like, I can't go in there and renegotiate that like car payment for you. Like, I mean, I've had some people, like, we got lucky once with a guy where my LPO at the time, his cousin was the guy that sold him the car or some shit. It was like something like that where we got so lucky, and it still like wasn't. He didn't end up with a screaming deal. He just ended up with a less shitty deal. Yeah. Like he just traded it in for a different car and they like reworked the contract. Yeah. That shit is fucking nuts. Hey, I got to wrap this shit up, man. I got to help my wife with some resume things. And
Wrap it up.
Eat some food, my guy. I gotta
snuggle my dog, dude.
Yeah. Did we accomplish anything that you set out to, or
no? But at the end of the day, I think it was just fun to have the conversation. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm still undecided about what I had this like idea, and then the longer I thought about it, I was like, fuck, I don't know. And now, I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see. I think part of it's.
I felt like you had a goal, and I just don't know exactly what it was, and I don't know if we accomplished it.
Part of it's going to be contingent on like, come January, what happens with work and like how much license I have to like do what I think I'm going to be able to do. And then the more confident I am in the next few months that I'm going to be able to like actually get on the road and do this thing, the more I'll probably start advertising that I'm going to do it. Because I don't want to like, I don't want to say I'm going to do it and then be like, well,
and then back out or whatever.
I took a contracting job at the shipyard, and then be
and now I can't leave.
Now I'm back to weekends only, so we'll see.
Yeah, let me know, man. Like, let me know how it unfurls, and then fucking, dude, you had that link I sent you for Calendly. Like, you can, it'll always work. So just you have an open invitation to sign up whenever the fuck you want.
Dope, bro. I appreciate it.
We can do it again whenever you want, and fucking like if you get clarity,
5 times next time.
Yeah, well, that too, but like you can get some clarity of mind of like where the direction of the 69 Fathoms thing, and then the direction of like what you want to do with your podcast stuff, and then blah blah blah. Like if you end up wanting to publish it, I'm all in on publishing it. If you want to do that, even if it's just like a limited series type thing where, you know what I mean? Like where you're saying you might not want to be a podcaster full time, but if it's something you do want to publish, like send them to me. I'll chop them up, edit them, fucking publish them. And then it can just be like a thing that exists here. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I fucking love talking to that dude. Me and Riley, like, he's one of my favorite people to talk to. He's just such a unique, smart, fun dude to chop it up with. And I think I can't wait to see what he does on his trip and with all the discussions that he's going to do. It's going to be super fun to see all that unfold. And then I'm trying to, in any way that I can, help him out with his kind of evolution of the brand of that meme page. If you're not following it, 69 Fathoms on Instagram. I think there might be an underscore in there, but you'll see it. It's a picture. I made the logo that he's using now. It's a picture of one of those stupid rappers with the colorful hair. Oh God, what's his name? Tekashi 69, that dude with like a Chiefs combo cover on, and then it says 69F over it. So if you can't, like, if there's more than one account, that's the one. But yeah, go check that out. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. I had a blast. If you want to support us, you can hit us up. Don't give up shit podcast at gmail.com. You can DM us on Facebook or Instagram or Discord at DGUTSpodcast. If you want to support us in other ways, you can go to dgutspodcast.com. There's a donate button in the upper right hand corner of the website, or you can go to the shop button on that website, or go to Don't Give Up the Ship Apparel. The website for that is dgutspodcast.com. Get yourself some naval pride and heritage gear you'll actually wear in public. And then, patreon.com/DGUTSpodcast. Pick one of the 5 tiers, become a member today. All of them are great. All of them have benefits, and we really appreciate any way that you can support us. If you can't afford to spend any money right now, because shit's weird out there, I get it. You can just like, share, subscribe, review on all the platforms for all the things. We need like 50 more YouTube subscribers. I lowballed that on the last episode, I think. It's about 50 more that we need and a little bit of watch hours. So if you can subscribe and then consume the podcast that way, it'll help us monetize the YouTube channel, which will be another little trickle of financial support for the platform that you don't actually have to come out of pocket for. You just got to watch the podcast on YouTube. So yeah, if you can do that. And also, I should have said it at the beginning, but I did a little, it was kind of like the pilot episode of Show and Tell. It's going to be a YouTube only series where I got the second camera hooked up and we did like one on Chief combo cover anchors that I collect. And I just kind of showed you and shared what I know about them. I want to get better at it. I kind of was kicking myself after recording that one because I didn't kind of like refresh my level of knowledge and do a little more research on some of the history just so that it could be teachable too, so you could use it as like a heritage training topic. But yeah, I need to do that for the next one. I'll probably do that for submarine dolphins is probably what I'll do next. And I'll have a lot more. I'll have like a bibliography for you and like some more actual information besides just, aren't these cool? Cause that's kind of what it is, but it was fun. It was kind of a test run. I didn't really blast it out there even on social media or nothing. I'll probably do a clip and just let people know it's there. But yeah, you'll see those popping up on YouTube. That's YouTube exclusive content. There will be more of that eventually. My goal in life is to get that monetized and then make the subscriber based function active for like a curriculum of like that you can use for training that's more formal and professional. And I don't say fuck all the time. And like that you can use. It's like safe for work and stuff like that. Like some like the podcast originally was like that. And then when I retired, I just kind of got a little loose lipped, but you know. It's more fun that way, I feel. But yeah, go check that out on YouTube. And then, yeah, you can support us this way, including just listening. And we appreciate all of it, and it all helps. So thank you so much. And that's it. That's what I got for you today. Thank you so much for listening, and don't give up the ship. Hey, shout out to all our level 5 patrons, Victoria Livingood, William McIver, and Mark Gallegos. To all our other patrons, we really appreciate your support. Helps to pay all the bills, expand the platform, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button, drop a comment down below on what you thought, and subscribe to the channel.